Hello, and welcome to D4, where I, Dustin,
and I, Devan, co-DM a 5th edition game of Dungeons & Dragons.
Hey! Tonight, we have the return of the amazing Marquis playing the wonderfully disturbing, totally evil-sounding Dragonborn Kaiservex. And maybe a few other surprises.
We have a super huge announcement. In the coming weeks, we will be moving officially to the D&D Twitch channel. Making us an official D&D stream. Now, don't worry. Yes, all super exciting. But don't worry, RockPunch will still be producing us. We would not be here without them. We love them. They're great. And they're not going anywhere. So stay tuned to our socials to find out exactly when that date is going to be.
Do you like pen and paper more than digital? Do you like tangible objects, being able to organize things the way that best fits you? Well, we are giving away Creatures and NPC card set from Gale Force 9. These things are awesome. DMs can pull out characters and encounters at the drop of a hat when their players do something unexpected. All the information you need is handy and ready on one of the 182 different cards in the set. Enter hashtag NPC for your chance to win this awesome DM tool for your home game.
But let's not forget about players. DMs get the cards, but players, you can win a digital copy of the Player's Handbook from D&D Beyond by entering hashtag Beyond tonight. And you can win a source code that we will give to you at the end.
To enter, make sure you are on the RockPunch ATL's Twitch channel and enter hashtag source beyond. Hashtag beyond. Sorry, old notes here. Hashtag beyond into the chat. Remember to only enter it once to not be disqualified. And remember that subscribers and Twitch Prime subscribers are 3 times more likely to win. We will be doing a reminder at break, and the drawing will be at the end of the episode tonight.
So without further ado, let's hear from our sponsors.
D&D Beyond Wildmount. Why haven't you gotten it yet? Wildmount. I'll keep saying it as long as we're selling it. Wildmount. It's never going to go away. Wildmount. Every time it comes up, Wildmount. It's just going to keep coming in. But aside from Wildmount, because why would you need anything aside from Wildmount? I'll tell you. Lovely Lauren Urban, who sat there and watched us almost die last week, she's going to be at C2E2 in Chicago. So if you want to talk to her about D&D, or you just want to go up to her and say Wildmount and just awkwardly shuffle away, please do that.
That'd be amazing.
She would actually love it.
Yeah, just go Wildmount and then just walk away. Don't engage. She's going to be at C2E2 in Chicago, so look for her. But that's D&D Beyond. Wow.
Ever run. Beetle and Grimm's giving out their gold boxes tomorrow. It ships tomorrow. And it's going to be absolutely amazing. It is the Eberron Rising from the Last War gold box. It is full of fabulous props, text props, and encounter cards, and all sorts of niftiness. So what you want to do is you want to go to beetleandgrims.com and sign up for yours, and it'll ship tomorrow. The goblins are crazy busy. I'm not going to suggest that they're chained to anything, but they might be chained to things. Who knows? So head on over to beetleandgrims.com to get that and all sorts of fabulous swag and lovely props.
Hi. Do you have a problem when you play at your game? You have a fantastic miniature, but unfortunately for you, the coolest part is the sword on his back that you can't get. If only there was a company out there that understood that having cool swords on your back is half of what being a cool character is all about. Well, now Eldritch Foundry has heard your cries, and they're going to make you even cooler with a sword on your back that you can put on your character. It's really, really cool. I've been looking at it all week. It's awesome. All sorts of new back items, and maybe that's not your thing. Maybe you want to have like an orb in your hand. You can with Eldritch Foundry. They can do that for you. So check out eldritchfoundry.com to get a sword in your back and an orb in your hand for the finest detailed minis you can get at the table. Eldritch Foundry. Check them out.
They also have D20s that you can have in your character's hand.
They can do that too.
I want that. Hi. If you like D4 and other nerd-related content, then you should check out RockPunch, because they've got all kinds of stuff From fun, nerdy videos to fun, nerdy podcasts, including my own, Court on the Macabre, which I record live every Wednesday, and we talk about spooky, goopy things.
It's
Goopy
fabulous.
is goofy and goopy and spoopy. It's everything you need. Remember, goopy. That's me.
Goopy. Hashtag goopy.
Hashtag goopy.
Anyway, we also have merch at our merchandising website. It's d4dnd.com. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. Go look at it. There's not many words I can say except for excellent, wonderful, beautiful, loving, soft, incredible,
Perfect.
perfect.
Stylish.
But honestly, I'm speechless. So just go look at d4dnd.com for wonderful items that you can have around your home and on your body.
And your car.
Just hopefully it's not like a dead body.
Oh.
Like the
Really?
multiple
Hopefully?
ones Vinley has.
Like
That's
the
how I
one
wrap
Finley
them up.
was.
All right. So without further ado, let us immerse ourselves.
Into the Chronicles of D4.
Hey everyone, welcome back to D4, where strange conversations happen. I
don't know what you're talking about.
So, last time on Distressing Deals with the Deity of Death. After having just defeated Schemo, the BFGs collect themselves as Seisha lays on hands for Bleven. The room's still ablaze as the party tries to decide what to do, leave and go after Manchun, or to go home, rest, recuperate from nearly dying. As the blaze grows, a quiet half-orc with an oversized bow enters and assesses the situation. Using control flames, he extinguishes them and then grabs Schemo's body as he and Bleven leave.
As they head out, Harold gets a sending from Orkira, telling him that she is in Waterdeep and at their tavern and wondering where he is. As they go to leave Yellowspire, they watch as Zaraj opens and folds a black circular hole from a piece of cloth. As he tosses Schemo's body, they notice a few things inside of it, including a skull with a crown. But it wasn't open long enough for them to get a good look to try to figure out what it was. As it folds up, him and Bleven disappear, heading down the street. The party, before they leave, Seisha is struck with excruciating psychic pain. Immediately, she unattunes from the Stone of Golor as it screams to her that one of its eyes is so close. When she does, she loses all memory of the stone and finds out all her notes have been erased surrounding the stone.
They head to the tavern where they find their gold dragonborn friend from another plane, Orkira. After the happy reunion and a short rest to heal their wounds, the BFGs, with Orkira's aid, decide to test their might with a powerful cleric of a phoenix at their side. Head back to Yellowspire to use the teleportation circle to head to Manchun's secret sanctum and try and find one of the stone's eyes. Upon entry, they are greeted by a sending from a female whom informs them the master will be greeting them shortly. And about a minute later, as they try to assess their situation, floating in a pink cloud of nothing, the door opens and reveals that Manshun himself is there as he invites them in. Seisha, going first, steps on a trap, triggering an alarm, as is on brand.
Totally on brand.
Manshun then turns around, face covered in a metallic golden chrome mask as he disappears. And reinforcements arrive shortly.
The BFGs have the fight of their life as a bald, black-robed female wizard enters and crushes a gem, summoning an earth elemental. As she begins to pelt the BFGs with both lightning and cold, decimating them. A female, very similar in fighting style to Voss, enters and holds her own against the swashbuckler. As Vinley falls, Harold falls. Harold is pummeled by this earth elemental to where he no longer moves. And as this female moves towards Voss, who moved off to try and save his friends, she stabs Vinley through the heart. And there was no more movement. In a harrowing last minute, Manshun himself, who is invisible and under who knows how many defenses, gives the BFGs a choice. He entered their home, and they entered his. They let him leave, and so he gives them the option to gather their wounded and get out of his home and never return. If they do not, then he will kill them all. Orkira begins to pray to the Phoenix.
Where Harold was in a plane of nothing, being escorted on a small, gray old boat, an explosion ignites the dim, dark world as a phoenix screeches out with the words of Orkira, flying into him as he breathes life, as Voss transports them to a new location using the teleporter ring, where they enter a room filled with flying serpents and a spectator looming over them. Vinley still cradled in Orkira's arms. The BFGs then rush, after escaping, back to the Font of Knowledge, where the savant, Sonata Lyceum, agrees to raise Vinley from the dead. The BFGs each give a piece of their soul in a show of love to convince Vinley's spirit to return back to them. As Vinley finds herself on the beach in front of a decrepit old man holding an oar, known as Karan, the ferryman, who ferries Vinley across the River of Souls to a beach where she finds a great tower set of stairs.
As she begins to climb, she hears the words of her friends and family echo through her body. Harold, Voss, Orkira. She even feels a grip on her hand as she looks over and sees V's grandmother Lo, holding her, guiding her up the stairs so that she does not have to be alone. And finally, Seisha. As Vinley climbs the stairs, reaching the top, where there's a throne, where the god of death himself, Kelemvor, sits, ready to judge her soul. Vinley bargains with the god, telling him Mistra will guide her soul back to her friends. As she awakens with a breath in a circle surrounded by her family.
The party, reunited, heads back to the manor where Orkira apologizes and gives them a gift. A gift of food, her favorite, marshmallows, from Sigil. Gives Harold a book of lullabies, dating back to and stretches across many cultures and civilizations, before leaving on Acquisitions Incorporated airship with a painted name along the side in her handwriting that says Murray.
Love Murray.
Love it.
And that is where we're going to pick up tonight. Vinley, you are exhausted.
I'm so tired.
How are you feeling?
Tired.
What?
Weak.
You're currently at -4
Oh,
on everything.
that's too much. Take it back.
-5. I thought it was -4.
What?
Maybe -5.
Oh no.
What happened for you? I mean,
It's actually pretty. There was the ferryman.
Yeah. -4.
Thank you. He came to collect me, and I just told Kalimvor, after walking up to the steps and hearing you all, I just told him it wasn't my time and Mishra was going to show me the way home.
what do you mean you told Kalimvor it wasn't your time?
He asked if it was my time, and I said no, of course it isn't.
I'm sorry, you spoke to him?
Mm-hmm. You know, I know he can probably hear me, and I'm exhausted, but he looks like a lich. Like, straight up.
Oh,
I'm tired.
okay. Well, why don't we go get you a bath and tuck you in?
Okay. Will you carry me?
Yes, of course.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
V picks up Benley and
I go draw a bath for her.
carries her to her room.
On the way up to the room, Vinley's going to, in the moment where she's walking up the stairs and away from other people, I saw Lo.
You did?
She took my hand and told me that I'm not alone.
She's okay?
She wasn't red, was she?
No.
Okay.
No,
She looked different.
She was young like the
Oh, gotcha.
visage that you see when she comes out of. Very similar to, looked very, very similar to me.
She was really pretty.
I wish I could have known her when she was younger.
She seemed pretty cool.
Yeah, she is pretty cool.
She was less afraid of Kalimvor than I was.
Not much scared her.
And then I fall asleep in her
Oh.
arms. Like,
maybe,
just-
maybe
Okay,
bath
bath is.
maybe bath isn't a good idea.
Yeah, I'll go drain what's in there.
And I put her in the. Actually, I might take that bath.
Oh,
And then I put her in the bed. And I go, and I'm like, so I'm gonna
go for it.
take
yeah.
over this.
I'm gonna go check on Harold.
While this is happening, while you three are upstairs,
Harold's just staring at a wall.
I have to go see Davil tonight.
Why?
That was the agreed upon fight.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I want you to go with me.
Why? I'm exhausted and I'm beat to shit. I'm not gonna be useful.
Something I need to talk to you about outside of the ears of others. And if you don't want to go, you don't have to.
No, I'm good to go.
You can rest for a bit here so you can recoup at least a little.
That'd be good. That'd be a good idea. In case we get mugged.
I think we can handle a mugging at this point, hopefully.
I don't think I could in my current state.
Boss does not know how much HP you have.
Do you think he can wait an hour?
Yes.
Can we take a short rest?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Just remember that all of those dice that you used last time,
Right,
Still
they're
there.
still marked. Thank you,
Um,
D&D Beyond.
D&D Beyond.
and I will say that if you go down to the tavern, it does not work It only works
Right,
once a day.
right. Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't think I ever took anything from the tavern. How much did that give me?
A D6.
No, it's
2d8.
I know.
2d8 plus
Oh,
something.
shit.
Yeah, you got that piece of
I
paper?
do.
Thank
We
you.
only use that once per day.
Do I have that piece of paper?
Once per day. Gotcha.
Yeah,
You
you
had it last week?
Yeah. No, I didn't because I didn't have my notebook.
I know.
He's just eating it up.
2d8 plus 3.
Okay, well, I might not need to actually use a short
and you
rest,
can
then.
thank Beal and Grim for that one.
I can beat him, Grim.
Yeah.
The Beetle and Grim exclusive.
Oh, 2 8s! What up? All right. All right. So,
19.
so that's 19 total? Okay. Yeah, no, I'm good to go.
Hey, Harold.
Hey.
How you feeling?
Oh, you know.
Yeah. I'm really glad you're okay.
Me too.
Like physically okay. I would.
Oh, no,
imagine.
It's just one more. I'll put it on the big pile of terrible things going on, but ultimately seeing you guys again, it's all okay.
Good. Hey, I have a question for you.
Okay.
I was thinking, if so, I talked to Kara about taking the kids out.
Sure.
Would you like to come with?
Yeah.
Something kind of nice
Yes.
and light and fun.
Light and fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That.
I figured we're gonna take Pixel and Yosef for the day if Kara's okay with it. And there is one thing that I'm gonna need you to do.
Just the two of them?
Yeah.
What about Declan?
We want to study the kids.
Oh, it's one of those kind of trips. Right.
Yeah.
Light, fun.
Yeah.
Got it.
But we're gonna go to a petting zoo.
Okay, well, I could pet a peacock, I guess.
Do you know how to do this?
Well,
Or have an idea?
what I want is for you to take Pixel at some point to go get a treat, and I'm gonna send her a paper bird. Because I want to know if it goes to her.
Light, fun, right, good.
But it might go to her, and that would be light and fun. And Yosef needs something to help bring him out of his shell, unless he's a goat.
That's a lot of theories at once. I will totally go with you tomorrow.
Okay, thanks.
Just keep wits about you.
Of course. I mean, we can't travel alone.
No.
Yeah. I was really scared.
Me too. Don't tell the others I said that, though.
Secret is safe with me, as long as you're okay with it being written down in a book.
Go ahead. I'll probably slip when I'm drunk anyway.
Okay.
All right.
So, you two are going.
Yep.
You hail a carriage.
Near the
Do either of you need to be
end
healed?
of.
No.
Well, go ahead.
So, you get a carriage. It's going to cost about silver and 3 copper.
I'll pay it. You died.
Do you say that?
Yes.
Harold grins, just starts laughing.
And Voss,
Yep.
as you are waiting, conversing with Harold, or sitting in silence, whichever you do, you hear a strange, unfamiliar voice creep up into the back of your head.
Who is this? Where is the law seeker?
Stone.
Oh.
My name is Bill Ronto. I'm just a guy with swords.
I am Golor the Polymath.
Are you? Neat.
Don't.
I see you are in search of knowledge as well.
You could say that.
Help make me whole, Voss.
We are really trying to do that. I promise you we are. Strange thing in my pocket.
If you do, I will do the same for you by helping you find the missing 12.
I'm inside checking the stone. This is possible.
This stone a liar?
Natural
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
It is, in all accounts, telling the truth.
I will give you this, because a natural 20. You pick up that it doesn't know right now. Like, it's not withholding this. It is going to help you ascertain this information. 100%.
How would you do this?
Once I am complete, I am a vessel of unlimited knowledge.
We are, in our behest, attempting to complete you, but you are placing a great strain on us, and we are not prepared to carry it. I need you to trust us, that even when your eyes are close, we are mortal things in a mortal vessel, and if we die, you will never be completed.
Make a persuasion check.
Damn, that's right.
Nice.
We should have talked.
Dirty
you,
20.
right?
All right.
You're so smart, boss.
So,
I am bound by my creation. I cannot hold off forever as long as I am blinded. But I give you my word that I will do what I can as long as I can.
and so we shall as well, Stone of Golor. I only ask that you be patient for a short while longer, but today may prove fruitful in that venture. And
I look forward to seeing what knowledge we can uncover.
as do I. I was saying all of that out loud, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's-
everywhere. Heard it all. Didn't hear it inside, so it's just a really weird, like, yeah.
I think I've
Okay.
staved this thing off, but
You know, we could probably still hear you.
And, boss, you,
Oh
your
no.
memory
Oh no.
gets
Oh no.
incredibly keen all of a sudden. Like you're remembering details of events over the past month. Small, subtle, small details.
I hate you, boss.
You hate him? Really? You hate him?
this enters into my mind. Things I've seen. I think back to my meeting with the Black Viper, and I want to think of her face in every detail. Do I recognize who she is?
Okay, so when you saw the Black Viper, she had a deep hood
I know.
and a mask that covered
Most of her face.
Most of her face.
Is there any way?
You can pick up subtle, just like the shape of the jawline, but there's not enough of it is visible in your mind's eye.
Gotcha.
The scene that does play over in your head constantly is the first time you came face to face with her. And the comment of being a rat.
Yep. Okay. This thing, it seems to rip memories from people every time it's gone. I would know that. Correct. Okay. It may be best to see what the limits of this are. It might help if someone else was writing down certain pieces of knowledge to see if that's ripped out of the page as well.
I'd pull out my fancy quill with its bit broken feathers that are all scrunched up from where I've stuffed them in my pocket.
Not yet, but
Oh, there's
during
disturbance in the force.
during this meeting, I'm going to try to keep my mind open and see anything worthwhile.
Okay.
Speaking of,
I try to straighten out the feathers again and two of them pop out.
I'm going to be very honest with you on a couple of things.
Sure. Honesty.
Your orc friend from the bar,
Yeah.
she knows you're a harper
Oh, great.
because I told her.
Not as great. Kind of. I mean,
The reason I did is because if she knows, she'll know what to say and not to say, so you won't destroy your friendship, as opposed to feeling betrayed that she didn't know later on. But I didn't tell you this, so I apologize.
I've been betrayed by just about everybody in my life, save for the people that live in the tavern, so I'm not super worried about somebody else attempting. As far as I'm concerned, nobody's trustworthy until they prove it. That's the new way I see things.
And secondly, I'm thinking about telling Davil that we have the stone.
That's a dumb move. No
Yeah,
offense.
I'm taken.
Davil is...
The one thing I like about you, Harold, is that I always know where I stand with you.
I wouldn't lie to you. Well, no, I don't think I would. I don't think I would lie to you.
I'll never say never.
I think it's better to say never sometimes. to put a hard limit on yourself when you're tempted. I'm saying never. I'm not going to lie to you.
Fair enough.
That was cute.
In any case,
Dabble is small time, but he could be big time very quickly.
I agree.
The last thing we need is a triumvirate of the Zentarum, the Xanathar, and then the Doom Raiders.
I agree.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
It'd
as
be
soon as
much better to have a single group running the underground. One that can fight against it wholesale. One that can go against them. We are fighting organizations that the Harpers and the city have not had success in fighting. Because they don't, at the end of the day, know how to fight them. They do. And if anything has been proven now, we need the backing of one of the major factions. So, if we want the backing of a legitimate faction, we're going to have to just give them the stone. We can't hold on to it anymore in that case. But if we want to keep it, that's the best route.
I disagree. And I disagree because you're putting a lot of trust in a bunch of people that they like you, but they don't need you.
That's why I trust them. I trust greed far more.
But this is bigger than greed. This isn't their money to have. This belongs to either the people of the city or the Castellanders. And any gold that goes to anybody other than them, it's irresponsible of us.
Let's take those two parts and met them across reality. Let's say we give it to the city. Who do you think gets their cut first?
The nobles.
The noble houses, and what is left will scarcely be seen by those who need it. And if the Castle Lanterns get it, and by all rights and accounts they seem kind and noticeable, don't you think the city will suddenly notice an influx of 500,000 dragons in their coffers? Don't you think they'd come knocking on their door? We can't keep the money, obviously, for the same reason. But, let's say this. What if they took half? Just half. And the other half is meted out to whoever we choose, Castle Lantern City, whatever. Half does not bring down the entire city on top of them.
Half to a gang, man. To a gang. They don't deserve it.
They will always be gangs in this city. Do you
No,
want
there
to have...
won't. Not as long as I'm a part of this city. There won't always be gangs in this city.
And
As
you-
far as I'm concerned, they can all get fucked.
Dang, maybe you should have a zerage.
Oh, good. All
How
right.
would you control that?
The way I'm going to start controlling it now. You know? The thing was, before I got smashed into the ground by a giant rock monster, I guess I never realized exactly how fragile I am. And it made me start thinking in the afterlife how fragile the city is. And how there's so much in it that if it was just gone, people could flourish. I don't want people worried about going to get their breakfast in the morning if some idiot with a strange tattoo on their wrist is going to stab them for some gold. And I get it. I see where you're going. You're saying the Doom Raiders are the answer, but...
No, Harold, I think you're right.
The way you said that really makes me feel like you're setting me up for manipulation. Because it's the same way I'd say it to somebody if I was trying to manipulate them. So know that I'm listening, but know that I'm a little questioning that tone.
No, the best way to make sure a gang, which there will always be, doesn't do the things you don't want them to?
How?
You lead it.
I don't know, man. That's not me. That's you. That's you through
Is
and through.
it?
Are you kidding?
Harold, you have abilities that I don't have, and as long as you are part of the Harpers, you will be always at their beck and call. But in an organization like this, where there is chaos, you could easily lead. And then you would dictate who goes where, who stabs who. Your words would have impact beyond what the Harpers could carry. I'm not asking you to make a decision now, but eventually, you and I will be on opposite sides of the conflict here. I do not relish that thought. And I cannot join the Harpers.
I don't expect you to join the Harpers. I don't know that I plan to stick with the Harpers. I'll have to think about it.
Please do. But Harold, you're my friend.
You're mine.
And your abilities... I've never met anyone in my life so skilled with words, who can turn a horrible situation into an amazing one in an instant. It's incredible. It's like magic. You could use that to do real good, but you have to be unshackled by the restraints of these organizations which at the end of the day are pawns of the city that you just said you despised.
I don't despise the city. I love Waterdeep. Man, it is my heart and soul. I look in the streets and I see the people. I see kids rolling a piece of metal shaped like a wheel down the street in the field ward, and I feel more alive than I do in any fight, than I do in any lie. I see life in the people here. And you're right, I could do incredible things unshackled. I recognize that now. When I talked to Manshun and I convinced him of something just blatantly false in my underwear, I knew then that I was capable of incredible things. And I hate to say it, it's that same hesitation, it's the same shackles I put on myself that keep me from becoming something I'll despise down the road. I don't want to be the next Xanathar. I don't want to be the next Manshun. I want to make sure, I want to be the guy that guys like that have nightmares about every night, knowing that I could, with one word, send everything toppling. They need to be scared of good people in this city. They need to know that at the end of the day, it doesn't take an army, it doesn't take a god, it doesn't take anything but words, time, and dedication. And anything can be fixed. I'm sorry, man. I don't see myself in charge of some gang. I don't see myself looking for power. Because as far as I'm concerned, my power is the city. My power is the people in it. My power is watching those kids live carefree on the street, and no more explosions next to Trollskull Manor, and no more fear in the eyes of people who just don't understand things. There shouldn't be masked lords. There should be openness. I use deception so that there can be truth. And that's the path I want to take, man. And I know maybe one day we'll end up on the wrong side of some conflict where we disagree, but I'm not going to raise a sword to you.
Nor are you.
And I know, I want to believe that whatever you're doing, whatever you're planning, that you have the best in mind for everybody. But I want you to remember that there won't be another Manshun. There won't be another Xanathar. By the time I'm gone, they'll either be weakened or dead. Not because of revenge, but because it's what's right. Because there is no prison that can hold people that are that evil. Because somebody has to stand up and say, enough's enough, and I don't need people scared and willing to serve me. I just need people that care. I'm sorry, man. I know this is probably really disappointing for you.
No, I respect your decision, but I'll say two things, and I hope this door is not completely closed. First, do you know what Davil and the Doom Raiders did before they started this organization?
Killed liches.
So at the very least, they do have people's interests in heart. Liches are almost unanimously evil, I think we'd say.
Yeah, but could just be a thrill-seeking thing. I'd have to get to know Davil.
And secondly, when you look in the field ward and you see those children playing, you know what you don't see? The guards, the open lords, the masked lords. They're beneath their notice. But if what I'm planning goes through, they won't be. Think about it.
Of course. But you know what? I don't have to dethrone those people in power to make them see that things can change. Like you said, my words are magic.
I hope you're right.
It's time to knock down some foundations and rebuild. And that's what I'm going to be doing. Even if I have to do it alone on the streets. That's what I'm going to be doing.
You can come in with me or you can stay outside, but know that they know you're a harbor. They won't touch you. That I guarantee you.
And I won't touch them. Assuming they don't do anything really stupid. But the first time one of them goes against someone in the bar, the first time they steal from someone we know, whoever that is, they'll be in prison by the end of the night. They need to watch themselves around the people we care about. I didn't go through all this. I didn't die so that I could watch Waterdeep get plunged into darkness. I trust you, but I don't trust Dabble. I don't trust his friends, and we've already seen one turn. How much longer before more turn? And as soon as they know we have that stone, they'll start turning left and right, going right back to the Zentarum, looking for power with Manchun. I think you need to play it cool. I think we need to wait and see. Because promising half that money to Dabble, that kind of gold, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. They'll do anything to get it. It doesn't matter what you promise or what you say. Your plan was get them all in a tunnel and drop it on them. Dabble will drop that tunnel on us too. Because it's just clean and easy.
Fair enough.
I'm just saying, I trust your judgment. Just please be careful. I'm already nervous about the fact Blavin knows something.
He does.
So
My fault, I admit.
That's fine. It's likely that Blavin told Dabble, and it's likely Dabble already knows. And if that's the case, well...
There is a way forward in that.
Look, we've promised a lot of people a lot of things. I don't mind promising him something that he might not get.
Last thing I'll say. I didn't come to this city just to escort Seisha. I need these people.
Which people?
This gang. This
Why?
group.
Why?
Because... I'll tell you later, okay? It's a long story.
I'll be waiting.
You notice the carriage has stopped for some time.
No.
You find yourself in the very familiar, very famous Yawning Portal. A group of foolish amateur adventurers are being hoisted up from the dark abyss that dwells within the center room's well. They look battered and bruised, scarred, burned, and maimed, huddled around the center of the wooden platform, bandaged and leaning on one another. A few coins get exchanged amongst the crowd as Bonnie swings by you after taking down an order from a table.
At least everyone came back. Even if a little worse for wear. Some go down and never come back.
Yes.
Your lady friend's looking for you. Been waiting on you, expecting you for a couple hours. She's at her usual table, doing her usual beating of the boys. She always does some game to keep herself and these drunkards occupied and entertained, to keep her pocket full. Is there anything I can get you to?
Dernan's draft for me and my... Well, you know who he is. Why am I saying that?
No
Harold.
problem. And she ventures off.
Cool.
You easily spot the grayish-green-skinned woman who is currently wrapped up in a game of competitive slapping.
Oh, yes.
Seeing who will be knocked out first. Powerful blows exchange back and forth between her and a meaty man. Not muscular by any means, but not fat either. Just solid mass. The slaps against flesh echo out over the crowd, cheering around them as each take a hit. You're unsure as to how long she's been doing it. As you can see, she is covered in bandage wrappings. They do not look to be soaked in blood from cuts, but instead have something slightly yellow that seems to be being drawn out of her body. She sees you...
Yeah, she sees you making your way over to her table as the man's large, distracted, the man's large hand rakes across her face, catching her off guard. She spits a mouthful of blood onto the table.
Eyes up front.
And she smiles at that. The sound you hear next is a sharp smack, like a slab of flesh slamming against pavement. and then the soft thud of flesh slamming against the hardwood floor with a large, massive, now resting at your feet unconscious man. She picks up a small satchel of coin before nodding at you as you approach.
I reach down into the guy who's knocked out shirt pocket and pull out his hanky and wipe his blood off my shoes before putting it back, and then I follow him.
So much love.
Well done. Though I didn't expect any other outcome.
Some things never change.
They never do.
I'm here to see the cute blonde. Know where she is?
I already called dibs on her. She's up in my room.
Oh, well, we'll just talk then.
I mean, you can go see her if you like. I'm not territorial.
Well, thank you for being so hospitable.
Harold quietly wonders if we're actually about to go see a blonde woman.
I nod and I go in the direction that she pointed at.
You know the room,
Yeah.
of which it is. It
Yeah.
is Yaga's room that Davil seems to stay in from time to time. But as you're walking up, she gets closer, pulling you a little bit further from Harold, and goes, "Why is he here?"
Potentially. I make sure I'm a little bit away from Harold as I say this. I actually say this in Orcish.
Okay.
My friend is having allegiance issues. I would very much like to, and I've told him this, have him on our side. I'm hoping this meeting can be fruitful and he sees what we can offer. You know him even better than I do. You know what he's capable of. I ask you to trust me on this, and trust that whatever goes between us here, he's no snitch.
She replies in Orcish, "He can come in, but if Davil says he goes, he goes."
I understand.
You two make your way up to the third story, fourth door on the left. And with a knock on the door, you both hear a familiar voice that calls out and asks who it is. As Yagra looks to you and then nods towards the door.
It's Bill.
The door opens to a dark room shadowed by the closed drapes over the window that block out the sun and anyone that may be looking in. What stands before you is the small elven man wearing loose, red flowing robes. His smirk shapes into a coy, almost sinister grin as he sees your face. The light from the flame-lit lanterns dance across his bald and tattooed head.
Dave, can you please come join the table?
Dave.
Dave.
Doing something stupid.
Yay!
Surprise, he's back.
Yay!
Super exciting.
So,
All the awesome guests.
happy to be here. As you enter, Yagra waits to be the last to enter as she looks down the hallways before entering and closing the door. Inside, you see everyone either covered in the same seeping yellow-covered gauze or being tended to and wrapped by Istrit. Davil stands in the corner counting coins into a coffer, and his gorgeous features now slightly swollen from what may have been ailing him under the wraps. Gariel sits on the bed and smiles in your direction as you enter, while a woman you've never seen continues talking to her.
This is not the woman I gave the potions to.
No.
Okay.
The milky tan woman that talks to Gariel looks to have racial influences of both Honorable Karator nation, which is like an Asian type culture,
Okay.
and the free traders of Kalashan, which is a Persian influence.
Okay.
Catches your attention, not because of the scar that runs down across the entirety of her face or the heavy, wide arraignment of weapons she carries. No, what catches your attention is the full city guard regalia that she's wearing. From the full plate etched with the sigil of Waterdeep to the plain silver ring circlet, Senior Civilar ranked crown. You know Senior Civilar to be
Synonymous.
blah, 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 not synonyms, synonymous with the rank of captain.
How far up does this make her? If Harold,
This is the highest rank of guardsmen below the warden of Waterdeep himself.
can I memorize her features?
Make an intelligence check.
I just want to oh no, that's someone I need to be keeping an eye on from now on.
It's not going to be that hard to forget.
Oh, nope, 4.
Okay.
I'm so shocked by the regalia that I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, probably more so like, why is a city guard
Yeah.
in this room with these people?
Right.
You don't recognize her, but as she speaks, something catches you off guard as you recognize the voice. But only in tone, because the last time you heard it was when you were trapped in a box being smuggled back into Waterdeep when the guards checked the cart.
She and Gariel talk back and forth for a few moments, and you learn the woman's name is Tashlin. Tashlin. Yes.
My corrupt guard guy.
Girl.
Right, well,
They're all
I put
guys.
guy
Yeah,
on
they're all
all
guys.
of them, yeah.
It's a gender neutral guy.
It's a gender neutral guy.
It's like, dude.
Zaraj then enters not too long after and immediately walks to her as they cross their arms over their chest and lean affectionately into each other, pressing their foreheads together in a moment of silence, happy to see one another once again. You see him start to look over her body in confusion and concern as you both now see her and Gariel's unwrapped skin covered in small paired puncture wounds akin to that of a serpent's bite.
You watch as Zaraj lays his hand on her forehead.
Oh, it is Zaraj.
Zaraj
Sorry, yeah.
lays his hand on her forehead, closes his eyes, and you watch as some of the yellowness seeps away from her.
But you're in the room with about every member of the Doom Raiders, including your friend Blaven.
And all of them turn to look at you, Harold.
Harold gives a long theatrical bow and gives them this almost sarcastic, like, yeah, I'm here.
How do you do?
Like, he just with a face, just like,
Harold, it's good to see you.
good to see you, Blaven.
Boz, good to see you as well.
Yep.
Well, from the look of you three, your team sure got into about as much fun as we did. Hopefully a little bit more successful as all we uncovered was a Zentarum hatchery. Captain Euphira, let us not keep Magistrate Levelstone waiting. He may start to ask questions if his bodyguard is left wondering for too long. Istrid, use what you have left to heal her wounds before she leaves.
With that, she and the half-orc hunter embrace once again, this time cradling each other's faces as they touch foreheads. A golden light of golden coins rain down upon her, and you see all her wounds close up, hiding any signs of combat. She then smiles at Zaraj, thanks Istrid before walking briskly with purpose out the door, eyes falling on you once again as she leaves.
Harold pretends not to pay attention.
So, Blaven, tell me, what happened to our little gnome friend?
He's in a portable hole at the moment. We followed him, or we went into the his keep. Voss, Harold in particular, they all performed very admirably. I fell, quite frankly. I did what I could, but was knocked unconscious.
We would not have fared as well if Blaven had not been there. He is a mage, and some of us are not magically attuned, and he did a
But-
very good job.
But I asked specifically, he is in the portable hole.
Yes, and dead.
There it is. So I guess I owe Voss here a necklace to give our new friend. And you have my condolences for any of those you may have lost in your fray.
As he says this, Zaraj begins laying out the black silk circle that opens into an extra-dimensional 10-foot pit to retrieve the body of their former Master of Mages and lead alchemist.
Few things. We found him amidst some sort of cult I didn't recognize. Symbol being is like 3 triangles.
I'd pull up the necklace that's still out.
Yeah.
A Talona priest?
Yeah, I largely agree.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
His love of poisons would never cause him to run to a woman known to worship the mother of diseases.
Well, that's where we found him. It was apparently some sort of training complex. One of the newer recruits we had very little trouble dealing with.
You see him not even like processing the words you're saying as he's still playing like you'll get shit lesser restoration can't even cure. I
Well,
guess the rat bastard got what he deserved.
I suppose. But more than that. When you left, we investigated the place further. I looked at you for a moment, but then continue. We engaged Manchun in combat.
That would look like you almost saw a ghost. You're a fool. But I also can't believe you're alive.
It
Me
was,
either.
yeah, it was close. But not only did we find out where he is, we found a way into the Zentarum stronghold.
Is that so?
Yes.
Well, if you let him know, he's alive.
Unfortunately, yes.
Well, I wouldn't expect those to be lasting much longer.
If that's the case, would it not be wise for us to attack now?
We retired from lich hunting business. But do tell me how gross this undying bastard looks.
Undying, he looked young, youthful, beautiful.
You pick up he's completely confused.
He looked like a very young, handsome elf. He did not look undead, if that is what he was. I have no way of telling.
It's been confirmed that he's been killed before, so I can only assume he's undead.
He's not.
That is true power. And I told you if you could take him down, you would have no need for our organization. So why are we going to risk our lives going after someone that which is unkillable?
I think for a second. And I turn to you.
Well, I mean, killing someone is straightforward and bland. And especially something like him, we don't know what we're up against. He's clearly not undead, so maybe there's lots of him. Maybe he has thousands of family members that always come out looking the same. Whatever it is, some sort of power like that isn't something we're going to sit there and fight. It's something that you're going to talk your way through. You set the traps in the right place and you make them social traps. You put the squeeze on him. You work the streets and you just talk to people, and with enough talking, eventually you knock out the foundations under him and he has to come out. You just got to get him pissed. Problem is, a guy who's lived and seen almost everything is very difficult to get him angry. So what we need to do is start figuring out what his weaknesses are. Is he a narcissist? Is he a moron? Is he whatever he is? Everybody has some weakness. And no matter how long you lived, there's no magical spell that keeps you from getting angry except for maybe calm emotions, but we're not talking about that. The fact of the matter is that everybody gets pissed if you say the right things. That's all you have to do to draw him out.
Spoken like a true harper.
Yeah, I'd heard you'd heard.
But you probably heard that I wouldn't take too kindly to it.
What's that? That I'm a harper?
Yes,
Yeah, I heard that as well.
that's a lie. We have a common enemy. Who do the harpers hate most?
Oh, I couldn't say.
The Zentarum.
So you're proposing an alliance?
We've already been working together already. Isn't that right, Blaven?
Absolutely.
And I'm sure without his help, as you were saying before, this wouldn't have been done. So,
Yep.
I believe a thank you is in order.
Thank you.
Not for me.
I believe this one's all yours, bud. But I'll go ahead and start. I'll give you a little.
Really not necessary.
Hey, Blaven, thank you, man. Couldn't have done it without you.
You know, I think it was a team effort.
You know, but I know that Voss has been holding it back for a while, so I'm really excited to see what he says.
I inwardly am imagining slitting your throat. I don't, obviously. Blaven, unwashable man. Thank you for helping us murder.
You know what?
Because-
Hugs all around. I'm going to go over and I'm just going to embrace it.
I start pulling him into the hug before he can get away. Because he pulled me into this situation and now he's got to pay too.
And I whisper in his ear that I
I
realize this is awkward for both of us.
I vaguely consider going back to Manchun and taking my chances there.
It's not like I lifted my leg.
See you two.
I pull out my hand, I just kind of...
See you two get along so nicely. It's in this beautiful little family we have here. Isn't that right?
Yes.
Now, enough pleasantries. I think a toast is in order. A toast to family. As he looks at you.
Should I step out?
He's your friend.
He's my family.
Then you should drink with us. To our new arbiter, Voss.
Oh man, I need to roll an insight on that. You
With-
should drink with us. I'm
Yep. Okay, go
trying
ahead.
to get an idea if he's doing something with the drinks.
With that,
I'm not going to check.
as you're inciting, with that, the man hands out a series of glasses, as each of them.
You know,
in-
knowing... I will because I can see that you're nervous.
Yeah.
Just as any reassurance. That's a 15. Oh, 16.
God.
It's hard to read.
What'd you get there?
Oh, he got a 9. Yeah, but hard to read.
Yeah, real hard to read.
I'll drink.
Yep. Looking into the glass, you can easily tell it is a dark red wine. As you swirl the glass slightly, you see it clings to the edges of the glass like a very thin syrup. The color that you can see from the low light of the room is a deep, dark, blood-like crimson color. The aroma smells both sweet and bitter with hearty earth tones. You see everyone in the room raise and hold a glass out to the center.
I request one glass for the two of us. And I take it, I drink deeply from it when we do, and I wait a few minutes. And I wait a little bit to see if I feel anything.
Okay, go ahead and make a con save.
Do you also
Yes.
you also drink by
Yes.
Have
Yes,
less
of
color because it's
17.
So go ahead and make a con save. 17? Okay.
Oh, you! Why am I in this situation?
Because Voss is evil!
He's not though.
7.
7? Okay.
Just trying to make a thing happen.
Harold, do you drink?
As soon as I taste it, if I don't feel poison from it
Oh,
immediately,
okay.
10,
The fl-
sorry. I looked
Okay.
at it
Okay.
upside down.
The flavor of the wine is very robust, both smooth and sweet with a nice bitter, dry aftertaste. You can taste the age of the wine as the prominent flavor that almost tells the tale of not only the life of the grapes, but the souls rumored to be seated inside of them.
Boy, that's specific wording.
As soon as I come back, I join to our family, and I take out the glass and I give it to you. To my family.
Harold takes it. Bottoms up. Can I try to? No, I can't. You're all what the whole time is
It's
watching
gonna
me
be
now.
okay.
Oh.
Sometimes you just have to get poisoned.
I drink a little more. It's gonna be all right.
peer pressure. Peer
Oh
pressure.
man,
Sure,
Harold's in a
sure,
terrible
sure.
situation.
Fucking do that. Don't be lame.
Oh, wait. Is this the same kind of drink the Rose made me drink?
No.
No. Not at all.
I was like, wait a second. I'm doing, it's all one big ring.
I'm the Rose.
I was the Rose the whole time. It's the perfect crime. No, I'll drink it. They're all watching me. Even one of them passes, they'll know.
Yep.
So I drink it. Con save.
Con save.
I'm sure it's fine.
Natural 20, so 21.
Same thing. Flavors of the wine. Blavin. Same thing. The flavors are robust and smooth and sweet with a nice bitter and dry aftertaste.
You feel fairly lightheaded, surprised by the subtle yet apparently strong alcoholic content. You're now considered poisoned,
Fair enough.
but you were also unknowingly under the effects of a truth serum.
You
I am now.
sneaky
Yes.
fuckers.
But
Right.
everybody drink.
Right.
I'm
Boss.
scared.
Yeah.
You are one of my best men. If I dare say, definitely my best new recruit. No offense, Blavin.
None taken.
You see, everyone in this room has potential, inspired by greatness, with a want to change the world to at least be a little bit more relaxing. How are you feeling? Relaxed, I hope.
Did you say greatness?
No, greatness. Are you relaxed? As he looks to both of you.
Never felt better.
I am never relaxed.
That I believe.
Yeah, the insight is obviously like, dude, take a break.
Girl, you need a spa day.
Well, anyways, this is all thanks to you. No one has ever raised in my ranks as quickly, nor has given us so many assets with a city such as Waterdeep. I said this before, but this is obviously not the first time you've done this. So please, tell me, why are you so headstrong in gaining order in my ranks?
I turn to you. I strip off my left glove and place it in the center. Let me tell you a story. Do you know about the reforged ring?
I can tell that you're a slaver.
Yes. At 5, I was bought from Daggerford, burnt as a slave, raised as a slave, and made into a slaver. And when I came of age, I killed my captain, I blew up his ship, and I murdered him. That's why I got this. And I pull down my shirt cloak, showing the burn scars on my body. I know they're here, and I want them dead. But more than that, the last thing I did before I killed him, I did the same thing that was happening to me. 12 children from Daggerford, and we sold them to the city. And I will not leave until I find them. And that is why I need you. I want to destroy the ring. I want to find those children. But more than that, I never want to be a slave again. And to not be a slave, you need to be a master. And that is why I want to raise so fast and so quickly. And that is why I am so good at this.
I did not see that coming.
Doom Raiders. Harper.
My name's Harold.
Harold. raise your hand if
Sorry.
you think he is trying to overthrow and turn traitor like Schemo.
Harold looks around the room.
Gariel's eyeing you. Like with intently trying to get a read on you. Doesn't raise her hand. But she's has that half-cocked smile that she has.
You should all hate me. What I did.
What you did is atrocious. You want to atone for those sins. That's fine. I can't promise we're going to help you find these children.
No, but the networks you have that could be available to me that I could use myself. I don't expect you to help me on my path to redemption, but there's no other resource in the city that could be more towards that end.
I saw that you did not raise your hand.
I don't belong in the upper city. I've lived my entire life in gang alleys and pirate crews. I'm not a harper, I'm not an Order of the Gauntlet. I hate this city, in all honesty.
This city's amazing.
You've been down below. You've seen, if you want to see how good a house is, look at its foundation. And look what this place is built on.
There's not a stretch of Toril that you're going to find that has a beautiful foundation.
No. But hiding it, it's the lie that I hate.
But, a city under the city, I know of it, but I've never been.
There are things down there that prop this place up. Where the noble houses will go to do things they can't get away with. There's a reason why many of the lords of the city wear masks.
I just think it's a great facial accessory as he looks to the one that's on your shoulder.
This is the way you treat everybody who does a mission for you?
We're friends, we're family.
We are.
I didn't see any hands raised.
I guess that we all believe that he isn't trying to be a usurper.
May I ask you all a question then?
He looks around.
What do you want? What is the ultimate purpose of this gang? Is it just money? Is it power? Is it control?
He looks to believe in.
Yeah, you're into truth serum.
I would say your passive insight kind of picks up that Davil is under the assumption that everybody in the room is.
Okay.
There's lots of different ways to do good. In some respects, it's a matter of perspective. We want to take care of our family. We're okay growing it. We're not looking to exclude folks. Happy to have you on board, Harold. But ultimately, family takes care of itself. And that's what we're here for.
We ain't like the Zentaro. When we first came in, that was our way in. But that ain't us. I wasn't always there with them. Met them in Chult. Gave 'em a lift. I got a real talent for reading people. That's what I do. That's why I'm such a good face. Besides, I'm prettier than that one.
Debatable. But we were just adventurers. Sellswords, looking for adventure. And then we got into lich hunting because, well, it pays well. Eventually you get tired of being brought back, nearly not being brought back from that soul machine.
How many times have you died?
3.
There was a time when those who died started to wither, evaporate. Some lich down in Cholt had a dead god hooked up to a machine. We stopped that.
Ziraj keeps his head in his trophy area.
I look at Ziraj with awe, open.
That was what you did before. What are you doing now?
We're retired.
Don't seem it.
Retired from that. But, as Gariel was saying, we made our ways into the Zentarum ranks because money. Money's good. Money talks. And we're just tired of being sellswords. But it does get boring from time to time, so we keep ourselves entertained. A little bit more control isn't bad, and overthrowing the Zentarms even better.
I say we can do better than that. I say we could eliminate them and the Xanathar from this city completely.
We care about this city. You see, Devil has his sparrows. Where do you think they come from?
I assume from the unwanted.
The broken?
Yes.
We care about this city. We care about the people in it. We may not do things all pretty and icing on the top, but what we do, we don't just do for us. We might be underworld, but darling, we look after the people.
You would say that we and the Harpers are not too dissimilar.
Oh, I don't know about all that.
There's plenty of Harpers that are adventurers and work with subterfuge, and
Well,
it's all for the greater good.
for the greater good.
Speaking of the greater good, how's Seisha?
Better.
So you were able to resolve the issue with the stone, or do you still need to remove curse?
Her headaches are gone.
I'm glad to hear it.
What stone?
Mm?
What stone?
Oh, it's just an artifact of some kind.
How badly do you want to help the city?
As long as it doesn't get me and my family killed.
It would put them in danger. But I think that's a daily occurrence, isn't it?
More and more.
As he looks over all of them that are covered in bandages, that are like seeping with the venom from flying serpents.
May I confer with my associate for just a second?
I'm sitting right here.
I move back. I pull you to the back of the room.
I wave a hand. See, what I was getting at earlier about the difference between Harpers and the Doom Raiders, and I want you to understand, I say this with complete respect. You guys are capable of more than I ever would know. Gariel has helped us many times. Blaven has helped us twice. I respect and care about many of the members on your team. My hesitation with you guys is that you cut corners. You got into the Zentarum because it was easy money. You do what you do because it's easier the way you do it. I have a hard time cutting corners when it comes to doing the right thing. And I understand why you do it, and you know, just a few years ago, I'd have been right there with you, cutting those corners, and I understand what it means to not always do the right thing for the right reason. I'm just not that guy anymore. And so I'm telling you this. We can answer your question about this stone, but if we do, I'm not going to cut corners, and it may make it very difficult for everybody. I say that with the utmost respect and absolutely no threat. It's just the way things are.
So the way you're talking sounds like you're alluding to the stone.
I pull it out.
And I told you I don't. You actually have the stone of Golor?
Have the stone?
Oh.
Yeah.
It's in my purse.
Never mind.
Sorry.
Look, keep it
don't actually
safe,
have
guys.
it
We're keeping
anymore.
it safe,
I don't
okay?
actually have it anymore, so
I
I didn't
pull it
think to
out.
grab it.
You had one job.
Give me the stone back!
The reason we confronted Manchun was because the stone is not complete. It requires 3 eyes in order for it to be active and for us to claim the vault.
And he holds a finger up to you.
I raise both hands.
You do realize I should kill you both now.
Yeah.
But not for the stone.
Why?
Because now we have to worry about being dragged into this fucking blood war.
We tried to warn you. You kept pushing.
Please
I told-
humor me. If you haven't, you say it's incomplete. Is that why you haven't used it?
Yes. The reason we confronted Manchun is because he had a piece of it. And he still does. We weren't able to claim it.
Let me guess, you're going to offer me the stone for helping you kill Manchun.
I'll place it down. Here's what I think. In the vault, as many have heard, there's a cache of 500,000 dragons. A very high sum. We can't take all of that. If we do, the entire city comes down on top of us. But we could get away with taking half. That leaves half for the city. And the immediate thing that happens whenever they get their cut is the nobles are going to flock like vultures to the corpse. That gives us time. There's something very special we can do with the other half that we have.
I'm listening.
Your companion, Istrid, and I have been working on expanding her operations. And we now have the Growlhounds in our favor. Automatically, that money becomes easier to launder through a noble house. But what if we bypass the nobles and we start putting that money in the parts of the city that are ignored? We start raising that up. And we start making that our territory. Beyond being a gang, we become a power for the lower parts of this city.
Hell, if you really wanted to impress them, you'd give them it all. Then you'd be legends.
This is beyond just retirement or getting rich. This is about challenging the masked and open lords and changing this city into something new.
You're, both of you, insight instantly is picking up, like, that's where his mind already was, in the sense of, but not in the, like, ooh, in the, kind of situation.
I understand that this is risky, though, as former lich hunters, I think you'd be used to risk. But more than that, this is a mark that would be put on this city forever. Chaos erupts in this city on a daily basis and is beyond the masked and open lords to handle. I think a new way of doing things is in order. And this could be the beginning of something completely new and beautiful for this place, in a way that even I could learn to love this city. It won't be easy, and it will have to take place over many, many years. But if if you want real treasure, that's where it lay.
And he looks to you, Harold. Are you sure you want to make that deal?
No, but we're fucked now, so we might as well.
I told you.
Why? Why do you think you're fucked?
I'm standing in a room full of people more powerful than me. I've had a really rough couple of days.
If
Do
we
you want
wanted
me
the
to send-
stone, we'd already have it.
No. No, you wouldn't.
Trust me when I
It's
say.
been minutes. It wouldn't be a problem.
Trust me when I say this, everyone.
Also,
here.
I can't lie. Remember that.
Right.
Thank you for telling me that. Everyone, our group has had a rough and deceitful past few weeks. Understand that it's difficult for myself or my companion to trust anyone in this state.
I mean, with what you're carrying around, I'm surprised you're alive.
It's been a difficult couple of weeks. But suffice to say, out of anyone in this room, anyone in this city, this is the man I trust most. So believe me when I say, his trepidation is my trepidation. And his trust is not something I would want to betray, even for this group. I brought him here because I trust him, despite him being a harper.
No one outside this room is going to know you know, except for my group, which has to know. We've been holding the damn thing for so long.
Yes.
Well, if you've noticed, I haven't reached for it.
I don't blame you.
And I'm going to ask you to walk it out of this room when we're done.
And I will, and I place it back inside my coat.
The only person that you notice that's actually made some form of like open excitement is Istrid.
Oh, well, slap.
When the mention of that much money, you actually saw her quiver.
This is something long term. But this gang is versatile, flexible.
I
In
really
ways
prefer
that
the name family.
this family, then,
Thank you.
is versatile and flexible, more so than even the Xanathar or the Zentarum. Believe me when I say the leader of one of them is a crazed, mad thing, and the other doesn't even seem to care. We have the advantage right now. But in the chaos of the city, now is the time to act. And to complete this, we need to confront Manchun again.
Wasn't there some worry about somebody in your ranks betraying you?
He's in a hole.
We better hope he's the only one.
What I'm asking for this is the next time we confront Manchun, I look around the room, I'm asking for help.
Oh, wait a minute. He's an artificer now? He's my boss, right? Arbiter?
Oh,
Sorry.
yes, he is one rank above you.
Oh, holy shit.
Yes, I said that out loud. I just realized that.
Yeah.
He's my new boss.
Good thing you got the hug out before.
That's mildly disappointing, but I respect it.
To everyone in this room, raise your hand if you're going to turn against one another.
Harold's watching everybody now.
This is family.
Yeah, the first people who turned on me were mine.
That's a shame.
It is.
So, Istrid, clean them up. Send them back to their friends. And don't worry, I always keep my deals. I'll have your information on the necklace, if not the necklace itself, as soon as possible.
Did he have the necklace?
No.
Okay, no.
He said he owes you a necklace.
Okay.
Now, just a note, because Dustin has been staring holes through me as Gariel. That's in play, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay, just double checking. Yeah, I figured as much. 'Cause, like, I keep looking and we're making eye contact so often. Holy shit. Okay, just making sure that was intentional. Got it.
There's a lot that's been put on the table. I hope there are no hard feelings.
None.
As I was just stabbed in the back, I wanted to make sure it wasn't going to happen again. Especially with someone so capable. And his friends. I like you, Voss. I just want to make sure that we can trust each other.
If we can't, nothing we do can move forward. Believe me when I say I'm not used to trusting the people I work with, but I have been influenced over the past month or so.
Well, your secret's our secret because we don't want that heat on us. But in the coming future, this does not mean tomorrow.
Agreed.
We may, depending on who's willing.
And Harold, I promise you, we ain't your enemy. Don't make us one.
Ah, almost forgot. Lady Growlhund gave me this, a letter to you. Said it was information you might find important, and it is sealed.
All right, calm down. I know it's a
No,
textile.
it's just easy for me to reach. With my freakishly long appendages.
By the way, actually, hold up. I read it. Open it up.
Okay, go ahead and read it out loud, just
Yeah.
out of play.
You asked if I knew anything about the new noble family that has almost literally strong-armed their way into Waterdeep. I can tell you we have looked into them, as they made their riches from a unique metal mined from a location I could never find the information on. However, I will tell you, a secret in making a name and staying alive in the city, always be 3 steps ahead of everyone. While we worked for Manchun and his black market, we came across the included list of names. We are uncertain of the meanings, but you will see the one you are looking for, a name that is attention of the head of the snake. Hopefully our gift has been serving you well. Always stay a step ahead. Yala Growlhund.
She's got so much character, man. She's awesome.
I make note. I memorize this because I can.
do?
I go to a torch and I burn it.
Okay, go ahead.
Nope.
Na, na,
Nope.
na, na, na,
You get
na.
nothing.
Textiles.
Oh, and we actually burn those, by the way.
Oh, that's super cool.
Are you trying to make me cry again?
There's digital copies.
I was gonna say, but what about the fact that he has
No
to memorize?
firewalls.
I do
protect
not.
us.
I memorize this. I do not burn it
Okay.
Yep.
because I know this will be taken from me, and
What
this is the
is
important
it?
piece.
So,
I think it's the list of.
is there anything else that needs to be said before we part ways?
Turn to you.
I guess we'll be in touch.
Well, actually, Boss, if you don't mind,
I order you not to call me that.
do you prefer Boss?
This is gonna be fun. Go ahead.
Gariel's just grinning.
Yeah, Harold is too.
Actually, Harold, if you could give I give him a potion of greater healing and a regular potion of healing. If you could give that to Vinley, she helped me out. I just want to return the favor.
Yeah, absolutely.
Frankly, I don't want to be indebted to a necromancer, but I really do appreciate what she did.
No worries. Taken care of.
This was.
It's okay. Everything's good.
The coat rack.
Is the coat rack hers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Keep it tamed.
I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
it's
now you're okay
I'm
with it.
pretty sure it's gone.
No, he said that night. It's like
I
when
know.
he was like, if it moves,
All
it's
of a sudden
dead.
it's mine and he wants it to keep it tame.
I like the truth serum.
I'm pretty sure it's okay. No worries. And I'll pocket this stuff. Well, boss.
Harold, is Seychelle truly okay?
She's okay. Physically, we're all a little rattled, but I think she'll be all right. You should probably come back and visit. We'd love to have you. And she can tell 100% with her probably insane passive insight. He's 100% being honest. He has not lied since he came in, so.
I'll be seeing you soon.
Thank you for this.
Good to see you, Blaven.
I
Good to see
hope
you.
and pray that this is a fruitful partnership for all parties involved.
It's not fruitful, it's deadly. So, good night.
As you go to leave, Istrid comes up to each of you, puts a coin against your forehead as you feel clarity wash over you.
I pull out Tamora.
No,
Nope.
I pull it out anyway.
That's what I think. And any lingering poisons or diseases are purged from your body.
Sweet.
As you leave, we want to thank Dave for playing with us once again.
Thank you,
Thanks for having me back.
We cannot wait for Blaven the Unwashable to return to the...
I love him so
Hopefully
much.
there's more truth serum.
He's the best.
Can we get some of that?
Oh, I got some of that.
I'm sure V can
Not
make
in
it.
syrup
It's
form.
gonna make dinners
But
a
the
lot more
advantage-
awkward.
Yeah.
The
lot more
advantage of
fun.
mine is I
She's
know if it
expressing
affected you.
You're really good at warming it for
thing.
Dragonborns.
We love our Dragonborns here on D4.
Good night, man. Good having
Good
you.
night, Mom.
Yes.
Logan likes you.
So, while Voss is away, your home is greeted by the strange and uniqueness of the often aloof and lavender-haired Elena Silvermoon. Her sheepish grin and wandering eyes take in the esoteric atmosphere of your tavern. A few people nearly run into her as she wanders around aimlessly and silent.
After that short rest, did I wake up?
Sure.
Cool, hell yeah. It just, like, eyes pop open like, shit. Roll.
It's hard. Like,
Prestidigitation.
it's hard to get up. Everything
I
hurts.
feel like you got hit by a train.
Yeah.
I haven't felt this bad since, like, 20. I'm gonna walk over to the closet.
Still there.
And I'm gonna put on a new outfit so
Okay.
that I'm not wearing my battle adventuring attire.
Okay.
It's just a different outfit that looks
Yeah.
almost exactly the same. And I'm going to braid the two side pieces down. And I wonder if it's in his room. I'm gonna walk into Harold's room.
Okay, you can go all the way upstairs.
Yeah. Does it open?
Yeah, he doesn't lock
Oh,
his
yeah.
door.
Oh yeah. I walk in and say, if there's an otter pun, I swear to God, I'll kill you.
Not a nodder one.
Yep, that's what it says.
I like
Then
to
you
turn
ought to
it
get
around.
out of here.
And I'm gonna try and find that case of makeup that he had. That one time.
Okay, do you carry that on you, or do you leave that at home?
That's a great question. Which case of makeup?
Disguise
Disguise
kit.
kit.
It comes.
Yeah, I definitely
yeah,
carry that with
disguise
me.
kit.
Yeah, I
Go
definitely
ahead,
is not
make
sitting-
an investigation check.
I'll like wave it away, just like, oh please. Oh wait, I'm not. What was it again? What did we decide?
Investigation.
On? But the minuses.
Oh, -4 right now.
Oh, okay. Okay, 16.
Yeah, it was a good
I have
roll.
a +6.
What did she find in your room?
You find the otter. You find his. The bed's been repaired now, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it's an unmade bed. Smells pretty bad. Clearly, is not washing the sheets like he should be.
No.
He. I would say there's like balled up pieces of paper and if you open them up, there's songs. But they're all like really crass and awful, and it's just like clearly he just writes things just to be shitty and like stupid, and then just like rolls it up and throws it. And there's a big pile of them. Beyond that,
There's an overturned, like toy mechanical bird.
yep. And beyond that, there's really not much. There's an empty bag.
The what? And I'll leave and close the door, and I'm like,
Okay.
well, that wasn't.
Oh, and there's a pair of drumsticks. Because I kept the sticks just off the drum. So there's a pair of drumsticks just sitting off to the side, lonely.
Oh, that's sad.
I know.
And I'll walk down to the bar. What time is it? I try and do the thing, and I'm like, it's exactly.
Nope. It's late o'clock.
I don't have it.
Yep. It's late. The sun is set. You come down. The tavern is busy, and kind of standing in the middle, just kind of like wide-eyed, looking around. You see the lavender hair of Alina.
No, I can do this in a better way. I will call Savard, and wherever she's looking, I will have Savard fly through her vision.
She follows it.
And then I'll make it do a lazy circle and come back to me.
Oh, hey, Vinley. This is a very unique establishment.
Have you met our bartender?
I exceptionally like the poltergeist.
He's really cool.
There's a strange energy from the history. The juxtaposition of the merriment of the patrons and its darkness.
You can.
Do they know how many bad things have happened here?
Let's go to that table.
The correct answer there.
And I'll go to the corner table.
Yep.
No, most of them don't know what has happened.
Oh.
And I'm sure I don't know everything that's happened. Are you getting this just off of...
My mother always said I would have been a great diviner, like her. But I wanted to protect people more than invade their privacy. Sadly, she was not able to predict the day my father was murdered. Just for a few coins in his pocket.
Can I roll an insight on her?
Yeah.
I need to know, like...
What do you need to know?
I'm trying to put this delicately.
Oh, just say it.
Is she, like, doing this either to sympathize, or is she actually just, like, sitting down for the first time and saying, so one time my dad got murdered.
Go ahead, roll.
-4 too.
3.
Real hard to read.
Yeah.
She's always been kind of weird.
Awkward and weird, but you just, yeah.
But now she doesn't really have a phone.
Okay.
Come on, Vinley, you can people.
Do it. You can make friends.
Someone I knew was murdered. And I, like, look out the window, like...
Smooth peanut butter over here.
Yeah.
Awkward turtles.
Yeah.
Awkward turtles.
He was killed many years ago. And with death, I'm sure you know, things do and do not get easier. You just have to remember not to forget them. I talk to him almost every 10 day. It's okay to feel sad.
She, like, slumps down kind of like this and goes, Alina?
Speaking of death,
Alina?
would you like to show me your accomplishments?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And she, like, gets up and, like, quickly recovers her face. Yeah, let's go upstairs.
Were you going to say something?
I'll tell you upstairs.
Okay.
It's a better
She
venue.
just, as she continues just kind of aloofly looking around.
And I will tell Illy to come out of the closet and, like, sit at the vanity.
Right? Over the next couple hours, you show Alina the undead that you have created, commenting on the amount of effort. She comments on the amount of effort that you put into learning such powerful magics in order to create a Kodak. Or you say that, sorry.
Yeah.
You say that, sorry. I misread that. She tells you that you should have pursued the arts of carpentry or conjuration, but also comments on how it is unique that you should do what best expresses who you are. She advises you that the laws of Waterdeep on the laws of Waterdeep and commends you on taking effort to obscure the skeletal remains so that it looks passable for a humanoid in order to avert civil unrest. She warns you that if the undead thrall were to become untamed, you would be accountable for damages, assault, civil unrest, and charged with the use of magic without consent on a citizen. When you argue that it was a bugbear, she reminds you that any persons found within the walls of Waterdeep are still considered temporary citizens and are subject to its protection and punishments just as anyone else.
A dark thought crosses Vinley's mind of, oh, then I can just go to the field ward.
What is wrong with
Hey, she didn't say it. It crossed her mind. Thank you.
Is there anything else you would like to elaborate on the scene?
Once the spirits pick back up, Vinley, in the adrenaline, because this is very adrenaline-inducing for her, she forgets a lot of what happened that day, and she, towards the end of the night, will thank Alina for everything, and she did more than you could ever know, Alina.
And she's generally impressed and ecstatic that you were able to pull it off.
Also, I have a question, Alina.
Uh-huh.
Do you know Aiden?
Yes. He's really talented in your arts.
Has he always been like that? Like,
Aren't all necromancers kind of like that?
like what?
Called out.
Cold, blunt.
I thought he was pompous and arrogant. I didn't think he was cold, but thank you.
I mean, there's that. I don't mean it to be rude. That's just who you are.
I know.
Like, some people think that my mind wanders and that I'm probably not fit to be a magistrate. But it's just who I am.
You probably are more fit than anyone to be a magistrate.
That means a lot. Thank you.
No problem. It's just the truth. I don't lie a lot.
And with that, there's a moment of just happiness as you see her out, and she leaves with a smile. Awkward, but smiling.
I watch to make sure she, like, healthfully gets into a carriage.
And it goes up, and unless there's anything else anyone else wants to do tonight, everyone can sleep and long rest.
Oh my
Oh, I get Biblio a steak. 'cause I
Okay,
promised
yes,
him
yeah,
one.
easy enough.
Excellent.
You water Bob, and you feed peanuts to Earl,
Yep.
and
Oh my
all
gosh.
of that.
And so the next day, you are now at -3.
Okay, cool.
Oh, wow.
My long rest isn't.
Yikes.
That's how it
So
is.
able to
Reviving is serious business.
Oh, you're not signed in.
Oh, I'm not signed in. I was like, I'm missing stuff.
So proud.
I'm not signed in. I'm just looking at the character.
Your V is showing.
Excuse me, rude.
Whoa! Excuse me, rude, but accurate.
No, I meant rude to be.
Your face is
As
so
the sun rises and light begins to pour in through your window, the songs of birds tweeting echo out from across the street.
Oh, shut up!
Vinley, you are awoken by a familiar voice inside your head.
Good morning, Junior Gray. I would ask that you return at your earliest convenience with Vio Miliana. It is time to return Azurej to its owner.
I wait a second to see if that's the end or if she's going to use more letters or words. Okay, no. I'll be there right away. As soon as I can muster her.
All right.
Who will
And
be?
then I go and get dressed and I reach into one of my pockets and I pull out a gem.
Okay. And you pull out a red garnet that has a crack that kind of goes across the surface, and it is warm to the touch. Like a hot hands that has been freshly shook and is just generating heat.
Okay. I'll worry about you in a minute. And I'll put it back in that one pocket, and then I'll gently and quietly walk to Via Miliana's room.
You wake her up. Are you taking anyone else?
Yes.
Okay.
But I want to make sure she gets up and she's getting ready before I walk downstairs and she goes back to sleep in the shower.
For brevity's sake, unless there's anything you would like to do specifically, you all
perfect.
awake, you all come downstairs, you all have breakfast.
Is Kara in the bar?
She
early?
is.
Okay.
One other thing I would like to do.
Okay.
I meet Harold on his way out. While nobody's around, I say, I will forget what this is. You need to hold on to it. And I tell him the full contents of the letter that I read.
Okay.
Okay. I will put this somewhere safe. I asked them to give me
Look at that list again and look at the last name.
You're the only person that knows that name.
Oh shit, y'all might have to help me.
You made it up.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
It's associated with a certain flower.
the Rose's name?
Me.
I'm like,
You've heard it being said before.
that is.
This is a list of people who are associated with the rise of the Holland family, including the information given on the mine, Cathal and Steel, that sort of thing.
That's the Rose.
All right.
Keen mind. You can assume whatever you want, but the letter specifically said, "We found this while working with Manchun. We have no idea what it means, but it has it has the name you're looking for on it."
Okay,
So,
gotcha. So I don't know the specifics of it, but these people are connected, and it's worth looking into. Now, there may come a time where I have to deattune myself from the stone, so I need to tell someone else this as well.
Okay, I can memorize this. Mert.
I don't know.
Okay. I mean, he's a moneylender. It could be a million different things.
Could be a million different things. Maybe he's evil. Maybe we should kill him. That's a potential
Yeah,
possibility.
we're not going for wishful thinking here. We're going to look for the facts.
Yes.
okay.
But I'll tell you what, if he's behind something evil, we can roll him down some stairs just for you.
We will.
And then I'll come downstairs, we'll get everything ready. We'll
Got it. Finley, who are you bringing with you?
I go to Kara and I talk to her and I say, excuse me, Kara, would it be too much to ask for me to take on Declan for the day? I know he doesn't like being apart from Pixel, but
Actually, no. I think Seisha was going to take Yosef and Pixel to a zoo of animals to pet or something. I'm not real sure. You can. That would be a good distraction. And he's been so good. He's actually coming into his magic, and
I was
we're
very
forest
excited.
gnomes, so we and she like creates a little illusion and with her hand, and I think he's starting to pick it up. And you've been so good to him. Thank you.
It would be unkind of me to not tell you where I was taking him. I'm taking him to the Blackstaff Tower. He's going to attend my cantrips class today.
It'll be good for him to get a little learning in.
Yeah, he'll be like my little assistant, because he's not old enough to actually take the class yet.
But, Vinley, if anything happens to him like Pixel, I will kill you.
We are not leaving the city, I promise. And we're going straight there and straight back.
And then she just walks up.
It'd be easy for her now.
Yeah, she could go flap. And I'd be like, hey, goodbye. I'm bored, here I come.
I'm back.
And then I will make sure she's good.
I don't
I
wanna. But we bonded. I've like been into battle with him. Like we're buds.
I read a book once, and it said...
I read a few too one time.
That didn't mean... I didn't mean that. Anyway, if you let go of the thing you love, if it comes back, it's really yours. Okay, let's go. That's what I was trying to say.
Who all do you take?
I will tell... They got shit planned. Now here in that... Seisha, almost like Goblin. I will just quickly walk out with V and like be like, let's go, Declan. And
He's
I'll
like
just take
dragging
him.
her feet. Like I'm dragging my feet as I follow her. It's like I don't wanna. I don't wanna.
I'm sorry. I don't want you to either.
The Blackstaff.
And as you walk, Declan's just like making just stuff happen. It's like he's making little like images, but they're like
Flickering.
and then they so he's trying to do minor illusion.
Okay. What were you going to say?
You make your You make your way to the Blackstaff Tower, entering through the main entrance, through the magical illusory wall, down the mess hall and up the stairs to the door of Vajra Safar. As the door opens on its own after knocking, you find the familiar dark wood room brazenly lit by the perpetual flame in the fireplace and the sunlight pouring in from the two draped windows. Two figures stand on either side of a dark sheet that covers the carved table with something large, obviously laid beneath it. One is the young but powerful and tenacious dark-skinned woman, and the other is the middle-aged, dirty blonde man in tarnished full plate that turned against you all and nearly killed you, and Harold, due to being taken over by an intellect devourer.
Junior Gray.
I'm like holding Declan's hand and I see him and I'm like, don't clench your fist. Don't clench your fist. Don't clench your fist right now. Don't do it. You'll break his hand.
Junior Gray. Lady Gathala.
Hey.
Your friend.
This is Declan.
It's great to meet you, Declan. Please, come in.
He just like bashfully waves.
First of all, let me formally introduce you to my friend and former Moonstar. The real and non-dominated Maloon War Dragon.
It's a real pleasure meeting you all. Vajra, I mean, the Black Staff here, was just informing me of the trouble I have caused you in this city. On behalf of myself, I apologize. Graciously ask for your forgiveness for any grievances I may have caused you. I'm also humbled and appreciative for you keeping the protector of Waterdeep safe. The last thing I remember is fighting off a swarm of those intellect devourers, so the venturing party I was with to hunt down a Xanathar hideout could escape. According to the date, that was over 3 months ago.
Oh. So we never actually knew who you actually were.
I have never met you before until this moment.
As I said, let me formally introduce you to Maloon War Dragon.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
I fucking love these so much.
Well, I'm Vinley Galanodo, and it takes more than just one man to kill me.
Ma'am,
Yeah.
if you wouldn't mind.
I know. Hey, Zurich.
Yes, Dame Viomiliana Gathala, protector of Waterdeep.
Just want to say, you're a cool dude, Axe, and it's been real.
It has been fun, but I've known Maloon for many years.
I know.
Do not think yourself unworthy.
Yeah.
You can do great things even without me.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Is she talking out loud?
I didn't throw you enough. I should have thrown you more.
This is happening out loud.
I mean, we took down Zentarum agents. That was pretty cool.
That was really cool. I'll never forget it. And again, still wish I threw you more because that was really cool. All right.
And I won't forget you.
Thanks, Azurich. Hands him back.
Grabs it. Hello, old friend. It's good to wield you in my hands again.
I turn and I whisper to V that when you throw it, it comes back. You just threw it. I'm sure it'll come back.
Aww. Okay, but now someone has to die.
I can't be worthy anymore.
So,
You hear Maloon continue.
we have a lot of mistakes to make up for, and I wouldn't ask for anyone else by my side. Yes, I know I'm talking out loud. No, I don't care.
The man stands absent-mindedly as he communicates with Azureg once again before continuing.
Dame, Viomiliana Gathala,
Yeah?
protector of Waterdeep, savior of splendors. I know how hard it must be to give up such a fine weapon, and for that I am sorry. I know you did well with him. He tells me you faced down one of Faerun's greatest enemies, Manshoon. That takes a lot of courage, strength, valor, and honor. For that you have my respect, and the promise that if you ever should face him again, Azureg and I will be at your side.
Thanks, man.
But I cannot leave you empty-handed. You could have left me in the sewers. You could have left me with no physical form to come back to, costing the city thousands more dragons to try to bring me back. You could have denied Vajra her request to find her friend. But you did not. You chose the city first. And to me, that makes you a hero. And every hero needs an awesome weapon. So I bestow upon you my first magically imbued weapon, the Bahir Blade.
The what?
With a flourish, he rips away the cloth covering the table, revealing a large greatsword carved from the sharp, tapered lower jawbone of a Bahir. Fractal vein-like scarring formed from lightning damage covers the stained ivory. Across the top is a serrated edge of serpent-like teeth embedded into the bone that tapers to a pointed tip and a severely sharpened edge.
Okay.
That's cool. And she goes to pick it up, and she's like, I've never held a great sword before. Not to lie, she's held great swords, but never fought with
Yeah,
one.
not your chosen weapon.
Yeah. This is really cool. What does it do?
That's pretty neat. Well, once you attune to it, spend time with it, get a feel for its weight. Well, it's sharper than most blades, and you see, Bahirs have a unique ability, racial traits, and whoever made this blade was able to harness that into the weapon. Once a day, you can focus. And if there is a dragon within 1 mile of you, you will know.
That's cool.
You won't be able to tell exactly where it is, but you'll know that there's one close by. Hopefully it'll keep you safe and keep you and your friends safe.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yep. So, thank you again for returning my old friend.
No problem. I'm gonna have to practice. It's awesome. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Sorry, I'm really bad at these things, but
Accept the gift.
thank you. I'm also
Okay.
bad at compliments too. Okay.
Thank you is good enough. Junior Gray, before you leave, know that I am very pleased with your work to protect this city. I am having Master Morali, our head diviner, look into the mind of the addict your team brought in. I may have a mission for you and your team to follow up on once the memory walk is complete. You also have the assistance from one of your fellow members who just returned from a stint out at sea. I'm sure you remember Gauntlet Marquis and Junior Gray Kaiservex.
And that is where we're going to take our break.
No.
Yes! When we return, we will have Mark Mir at the table.
Yes.
The wonderful Kaiservex.
I am so glad I didn't bring.
Do not forget that we are giving away a set of creature and NPC cards.
Yes. Remember to hashtag NPC into the chat. And we are also giving away a D&D Beyond digital copy of the Player's Handbook. And that is hashtag Beyond. And we will make those announcements at the end of the game and get your information so that we can give it to you. We're going to see you in about 15-20 minutes.
See you soon.
Hello. And to catch you up on this episode, the BFGs took some rest after fighting Manchun. Harold and Voss went to the Yawning Portal to meet with all of the Doom Raiders. Literally all of them. And had a very intense conversation about what each member wants, what the divide between Voss and Harold, and the divide between the BFGs and the Doom Raiders themselves, and what their future plans are against Manchun. Vinley got a sending from Vajra after having a night with Elena, and took V to return Azur Edge to Maloon, who has been resurrected.
Yep. And in such, Maloon was so thankful that he bestowed upon V for taking such good care of Azur Edge and protecting the city one of his first magical weapons, the Bahir Blade, which is a great sword crafted from the lower jaw of a Bahir.
Jesus.
Tense.
And was just informed, and then as Vinley was getting ready to leave, was informed that our good friend Kaiservex
Was back in
was back in town. And that is where we
Pick up.
pick up.
And where was Kaiser Vex?
And she says a couple of words, and the door opens, and he is standing just outside of it. As Kaiser Vex now sees the main room with Vinley, Viomiliana, a small gnomish child, and Maloon War Dragon, and Vajra, the Blackstaff.
My friends, the best friends guild, yes.
Yeah.
But where are the others?
We were just dropping off something here before. They're back at the bar.
Ah, yes, Troll Skull, of course. I myself am recently returned from Saltmarsh.
What'd you do there?
There was a messy business involving a hag.
You know.
Oh.
The innocent needed defending, and of course I answered the call. But now I am returned to the City of Splendors, and glad to be so.
Cool.
I must say, while I was away, I experienced a dream, or at least what I thought was a dream. The Blackstaff has informed me, however, that this is not a mere phantasm of the mind. A trip to the far realm, and another place even more strange. Dragonborn, something along those lines. The memory fades. But, as I mentioned, I am now returned. I suppose I shall have to seek lodging. I let my place go. I couldn't afford the rent.
Oh no.
Yes.
Do we have any space at our place? I mean, I'm sure we could put a cot together.
I require not much in the need of accommodation. My vows, of course, prevent me from accumulating too much wealth.
Maybe Harold Voss will share rooms with you for just a short while. How long are you here for?
It depends. I shall go where the will of the Justice Maker sends me.
Naturally. So yeah, let's
I have a class to teach.
Oh, you do?
If you wanted to take them back to the bar, that would be wonderful.
Yeah, totally. I can do that. I didn't know you were busy the whole day.
I commend you on your dedication to higher education.
Thank you. It's a remedial class.
Declan is just petrified in fear from this terrifying, hunched over black dragonborn. That sounds totally evil.
And who is this child?
So that's Declan. Vinley is teaching him magic stuff.
I'm over by Daglan it's okay. He's totally fine.
He's been doing this cool little spark thing lately.
Ah, yes. Arcane magic must be guided into the proper channels,
Right.
lest it fester like an infection.
Ew. Is magic like an infection?
I mean, sometimes if you don't do it for long enough, you can explode. Goodbye. Thank you.
Oh yeah, bye. Thank you for the sword. It's really cool.
Baloo just laughs. Hey, you remember that one time when...
I grabbed that one and got it.
Blackstaff, have I your leave to depart?
Yes.
I thank you. I am ever at your service.
It may be needed soon.
Of course, you have but to call. Now then, to the inn, I think, yes.
While
Yeah.
he is turned around talking to Vajra Safara, I have grabbed V by the ears, and I'm like, you need to go back there and make sure that all the coat racks are in order. If you don't, consequences, V. Make sure it's in the closet.
I will make sure that all the coats are safe.
Yes, order is necessary. When it comes to outer garments,
They're very
And
important.
as you all make your way out, you kind of hear Maloon turn. Damn, he sounds totally evil. Door closes.
Bea thinks to herself that was probably the scariest, the most scared she's ever been of Vinley was in that moment, just like pure terror, like, yeah, I got the coat racks.
Smash cut to you punching in the closet. Don't come in yet!
Everything's fine! Okay.
So,
Yeah.
the Emiliana,
Yes.
how fare the other members of the Best Friends Guild?
Well, honestly, seen better days. Yesterday, Vinley and Harold died, but it's okay. We brought them back, and it was very traumatic for all of us. I'm still dealing with it.
Of course.
And then, in a healthy way, of course, expressing myself. And, Seisha, you know, still being honest, still doing her thing, distraught a lot with the group and Voss and our choices, so, but I get that, me too, in a way. Voss is still, you know, boss.
Yes. Oh, yes. Bill Ronto. That's how I know him best.
Yes, Bill. Bill is still, he's just doing Bill, you know?
Yes. And who will be my roomies?
So,
It should be someone who has a high tolerance for a swampy stench.
Oh, that's gonna be Harold.
Yes. So I will bring incense, as is my custom.
Are you okay with crows?
Crows, yes. Why?
Because he sleeps in a room with a lot of them. But the main one he interacts with is named Earl, who just goes, "Ow!" a lot when you talk to him. He's a pretty chill bird.
Very well. Beggars cannot be choosers, as they say.
True. So how have you been? I know you kind of just mini caught us up.
Yes. Saltmarsh was most trying. The hag had a periton as a minion. Those things are weird. The head of a stag. The wings of an eagle. They cast the shadow of a man. What's that about?
Oh, that is weird.
Yes.
So I know that I mentioned you said salt mines, and is it okay?
Oh, salt marsh, yes.
Marsh.
Yes.
Sorry, marsh, not mines.
The only salt mines I have been in are metaphorical.
I feel that.
Yes.
I feel that. So I just have a question, and let me know if I'm crossing any sort of social boundaries here.
Yes.
I'm just really curious because I don't know too many, Dragonborn.
Yes.
And if you don't mind my asking, are dragons technically like lizards?
Those who study the natural sciences would class them as reptiles, I believe.
Reptiles.
Reptilians. I believe I would also be classified as such.
Okay. Oh, you know what? I just realized I mixed some animal facts together. I used to think that salt affected lizards and reptiles, but I'm thinking that was snails.
No, that is snails,
That's
yes.
snails. Because for a moment I was like, you can go in salt, but then I realized.
Oh, salt does affect us. It
Oh, it
raises
does.
our blood pressure.
Oh, it does.
Yes.
Okay,
Should
so
be.
I'm not wrong. Oh, my
Moderation
goodness.
is required when consuming it.
That was almost so embarrassing on my part, but thank you for correcting me.
Not at all. Yes.
This is what D&D is all about.
Okay, so have we?
And you, of course, are a mammal, yes?
Yes, I am. I'm
Yes.
just very large.
Yes.
For
yes.
one.
Well, there are mammals that are large.
Yes, but I'm larger than most.
You seem the correct size to me.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, growing up, since I, shot up a little quicker than all the other kids in Waterdeep, I used to get a lot of looks. A lot of people used to think I was older than I was. I was 10. They're like, "Oh, you're like 15." I'm like, "No, I'm 10." It's really confusing when older guys try to ask you out and you're like 11 and you have to explain and then it's awkward and then they feel weird and then it's like, I know, I'm sorry, I know I look like older, but like I really am just
That's
11.
never happened to me. But I understand being judged by your appearance. I look a lot more evil than I am.
I don't see that.
No.
Not really.
Bit of acidic drool, sort of.
Maybe a little.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
All right, and you guys
Oh,
make your
you're
way
way
back
back
to the
to-
tavern, and we're gonna cut back over to Vinley real quick.
You and Declan,
This is my
while
teacher,
in the Blackstaff Tower, you take him to a few cantrip classes for those trying to broaden their skill sets, and those that you teach as well. After a while, he seems to get frustrated and nearly gives up trying before Elena suggests he try doing the minor illusion class on account of him being a gnome, as some are known for having an affinity for illusion magic. And like magic, he instantly picks it up naturally, almost quicker than anyone else in the class. He manipulates the piece of fleece in his hands, molding it and twisting it like origami into a humanoid figure as he creates an image of you, Vinley, as a powerful mage before him. And like a light bulb, it just instantly clicks, and magic makes sense to him, and he also understands the complexities of prestidigitation.
Well, that's really good.
This kid is awesome.
I'll ask you later. We can get lunch after this.
Okay. And you continue the day
Yeah.
just teaching the class, and all right, we're gonna cut over to
Everybody else, as V and Kaiservex returns to the tavern.
So anyway, I
Open
was
the
in the
door.
market haggling for rugs.
Right. Hey, look what I found!
Oh, jeez.
Ah, my friend.
Yes.
He just recently went through the salt marshes, but like internally through the salt mines.
Been there. Not to the salt marshes, but I've been in the metaphorical salt mines plenty
I
of
am
times.
glad to see that you are among the living, Harold.
Yeah, very close to not quite making it.
Yes.
But
I heard you passed beyond the veil.
I did. I was on a boat, and then a big flaming phoenix grabbed me, and the next thing I know, I'm breathing again, and I'm stabbing a spectator. You know.
A
usual.
story old as time.
Yes, basically. Pretty much, I think anybody's been through that situation. But it's good to see you. Just in town for a little while, or?
I am going to be your roommate.
Yes,
I
he's
think.
currently homeless,
Oh,
and
well,
I
you
offered
totally.
him to be roomies in your room.
I smell.
You smelled the swampy stench that tends to accompany him, although somewhat masked by
Right.
the burning incense that he keeps in his mace.
I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah, totally. You want to see it? We're on the top floor. Has she told you about Earl?
Yes, I understand there are some birds.
Yeah, there's a mechanical bird, there's a stuffed otter, there's an empty bag, some drumsticks, a few crows. One of them's named Earl. Earl talks. He says Earl usually. That's what I pretend he's saying. And there's, I never locked the door. So you should be able to go pee whenever you want.
I shall endeavor to be a non-obtrusive companion.
Yeah, I buy that. Okay, so, I'll take him upstairs real quick. I'll show him the room. I'll let him put his stuff down.
He probably just, he's got all his adventuring equip with him, so he'll just unroll a bedroll, put it
Perfect.
in the corner of the-
No. You take the bed. Absolutely take the bed.
No, I insist.
No. You're my guest, man. It's
Very
okay.
well.
I stayed on the floor like the first week I stayed here. It's totally okay.
Just so you know, my body odor will tend to permeate all the bedclothes.
It'll just make me fonder for you.
Good. You are too kind, Harold.
I am sometimes. I'm gonna turn his head down the stairs. Come on. Let's hang out with everybody.
I just cleaned those sheets.
So V goes to check the coat rack.
It's in the closet.
All right, and I kind of do like a double take, see if it's moved at all. I close it and open it again. Hasn't moved.
Nope.
I close it. Are there like what are the handles like on this closet? like a double door, like
yeah, double
door.
door.
Would you say like the handle is like
Yes.
a hoop?
Yeah.
Yep.
And I can grab a broom and just
Yes.
put it through those.
Yep.
Absolutely.
handles?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Cool.
Door is barred.
I'll come back downstairs and I'm like, so like I was saying anyway, I only haggle now in the marketplace, and let me tell you, some fantastic rugs out there. Telling you, they're great stuff. Anyway, y'all want to avoid my room for a while, because Kaiser's going to be staying there and sleeping.
I always avoid your room.
That's fair. So, what's on the docket today, everybody?
Kaiservex,
Yes.
didn't know exactly where to send this, as I don't know, as apparently you have no residence.
Not current. Well, this is my current residence.
Fair enough. I sent you a letter some time back. I was wondering if you received it.
It is possible that my mentor, Lamore, might be holding it for me.
Okay.
If
Well,
it was sent by the plinth, it is possible that he has received it.
I was hoping that your time here may be fortuitous. There are a few people we know, very brave, stout adventurers themselves, who would be very good applicants for the Order of the Gauntlet. I was wondering if you would like to meet them.
Ah, yes, of course. Lamore is my superior in the Gauntlet, Order of the Gauntlet, and he would, of course, make any final decisions, but I might bring them to his attention.
Yes, your word carries weight, I would like to think.
Very well, who are these individuals?
One is here now, I think.
You guys are upstairs.
I'll go get him real quick. And I go downstairs and I find Salazar.
We can also say that at some point you may have talked to Reddard
Okay,
about it.
sure.
And as you go down to find Salazar, you see entering the front door as you gather your green lizard friend is a dark-haired, fit and young, thin man with a crooked nose and a wine stain over his left eye. He looks a little taken back by the establishment he finds owned by the man that has been teaching him how to properly handle a blade.
You look shocked.
And you see he's actually holding a letter that you had sent him to come to the establishment today.
Yep.
I'm quite glad you're here. There's someone I want you to meet.
Sorry, it's a neat place for a sellsword to own.
Well, I'd like to.
Yeah, you said that you had someone that you wanted me to talk to about the gauntlet or the Great Hands?
First off, both of you.
He looks over,
Oh, this is Salazar.
kind of taken aback a bit. Hi, I'm Salazar. And instantly at ease. Hey, Redder.
So, glad we've all gotten that out of the way. The person I'm about to introduce you to is a member of the Order of the Gauntlet. He is forthright and kind and not evil in the slightest.
I have questions.
I'm sure you do, and I'm sure he will answer them at his best. I want to reiterate, he is not evil. He is a kind-hearted soul who just is very...
So, like
intimidating.
Thyrsus, he was the protector and leader of our, our clan, but people thought, like, soft skins think he's evil, but he's not.
In a way. But he is he's an experienced Gauntlet member, and he will ask you some questions, you'll ask him some questions, everything will be fine, okay? Just reiterating that.
Why do I get the sense that there's more behind that statement? Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, you're probably right. Let's go.
I lead them upstairs to meet Kaiser Vex.
The door opens. You see a young man with a crooked nose and a wine stain over his left eye, and you see what looks like to be a garden lizard wearing a
long white trench coat.
Yep, long white dirty trench coat.
Greetings. You are those who seek to be initiates in the Order of the Gauntlet, yes?
Well, actually, it's either the Gauntlet or it's the Grey Hands. So first, quick question.
Yes.
What's up with Softskin's obsession with hands?
I am not sure.
So you got the gauntlet, you got your gray hands. What's going on?
Well, you think about it from the perspective of like most things that soft skins do, they do with their hands. So if they're thinking about they're going to go do something, they would probably rely on their hands to do it. So most times I think that's why they tend to make the connection of, I do things with my hands, this group is going to do
That
things.
sounds good, yeah.
Okay, cool.
I buy that, yes.
Yep, thank you, thanks.
But in any case,
Checks in the mail.
both are worthy organizations. I myself am a member of both.
You didn't say that was possible.
I didn't know it was, in all honesty.
He's told us before.
Oh, you know, when we were first
This
meeting,
group
we were
isn't
thinking
really
a lot of
known
things.
for listening.
Fair.
You will find that the wants and needs of the Order of the Gauntlet will often dovetail with those of the Grey Hands.
So why are you so quiet?
I take a seat beside Redder to kind of.
We're just kind of like,
Yeah, to kind of like, okay, it's all right.
It's a lot to take in.
Of course, we should begin at the beginning with introductions. I am Kaiser Vex of the priesthood of Bahamut, the Justice Maker. I am Salazar.
No, you don't have to sound like, you can sound like yourself.
I'm Salazar.
A pleasure to meet you, Salazar. And you, my friend.
I'm Reddard. Reddard Candlehorn.
Redder, this is the reddest I've ever seen you. Get it? Because his name
Yeah, we.
it
Okay.
has the word red
I
in
understand
it.
why you used to come to see me
Oh.
on your own now.
Voss inwardly laughs like hell at this, but is trying to keep his
No,
composure.
I get nervous and I make really bad jokes. I'm sorry.
I lean
Oh,
down.
you are so in the right group right now.
So maybe she should be a bar.
I lean down and I whisper in your ear, say, "You have every right to be here. Don't think anything less."
And he kind of puts his hand on the short sword, on his belt, and just kind of like, all right. So, what is the Order of the Gauntlet and the Grey Hands?
Both are organizations that seek to do good. The Grey Hands concern themselves more with the safety of the city of Waterdeep. As a member of the Order of the Gauntlet, however, you might find yourself venturing further afield.
They're like clubs. Like if the city was a school, they're clubs at the school.
That's a really good way to put it, babe.
Okay.
Both are organizations of virtue, in my opinion.
All right.
But which one is the one that's about adventurers?
Both would find such within their ranks. I will be honest, those in the Order of the Gauntlet tend to be members of priesthoods or paladins.
I like science
I see.
and the swamp.
And what is your interest in Waterdeep?
I want to be an adventurer.
I see. I could recommend you for both. You might pick and choose after speaking to those who run them. If the Best Friends Guild is willing to vouch for the two of you,
Of course.
I would have no issue.
Reddard looks at you.
Oh God! I just realized.
Harold sees that and he's like,
Yeah, you, for those that are listening,
He mouths Best Friends Guild. Kind of gives a quizzical look.
Yeah,
I mouth back. I didn't name it.
you were brought down by a group named that.
I did.
I did.
Actually, Kaiser Vex is going to attempt an insight roll after speaking to both of them, just
Okay.
what he thinks might
sounds good.
suit
Go
each
ahead
of
and
them better.
roll.
Oop, only to open it up. Let's try that again.
That is so cool, though.
That is really pretty.
That is a 12 plus. That is an 18 total.
From Reddard, you get the sense of like confusion, a timidness, very timid, but a desire to do good, and he seems to have reacted more to Force Grey. As you start talking more about the Order of the Gauntlet, he's a little bit more hesitant. And then
Salazar, one of the things that you pick up is that every time he says the word adventurer, he doesn't mean adventurer as in a sellsword or someone that goes out to make money. To him, the word adventurer equates to hero.
Very well. So I definitely think that that he is probably more interested in Force Grey than Order of the Gauntlet. Salazar, what would my recommendation be?
Both would be fine, but the feeling you get from the word hero and how much passion he has for helping people would lean more towards probably the good nature that is the Order of the Gauntlet. Even though he is not a paladin or a cleric, he holds their beliefs.
Very well. So I'll basically relay that to them.
And Reddard will actually say, I mean, honestly, like, I've lived in Waterdeep my whole life. My uncle lives here. My parents lived here.
I grew up in the swamp.
I guess that. Well, Salazar?
Salazar.
Sorry.
And this is Samantha. And then crawling up over his back is this chameleon that instead of chameleon-type eyes, it has large cat-like eyes with the slit. And it has bat wings. And instead of the curled up tail of a chameleon, it has the curled down tail of a possum. And it doesn't look like it's all stitched together. It looks like a creature that actually exists.
An interesting pet. You, my lad, I think Force Grey might be the way to go. A member of the Grey Hands might be your future. And you, Salazar, I think the Order of the Gauntlet might suit you best.
Do I have to wear a gauntlet?
No. We have T-shirts with gauntlets on them.
I have one. It's really nice to pick up at the gift shop.
How do you have all of these things?
I go to all the gift shops. Jeez.
Oh.
That's not how you get that, but yeah.
That said, you must make your own decision, but this is my recommendation.
The most
I owe my life to these people. I found myself in a bad spot. I found myself wanting to get out of a merchant shop, and I fell into a bad crowd. Instead of hurting me, they helped me. Mr. Ronto here, he taught me how to defend myself, and I want to use that second chance. I don't want to waste it. I would very much like to defend Waterdeep.
Redemption is always possible. One must merely put one's feet upon the path.
Yeah. I would like that.
Good. I am glad to hear it. And I am glad to hear that you, Vas, have helped him in his journey.
Well, we're all seeking to redeem ourselves from our sins. Some take different paths than others, and what is most important to these two is that they have both overcome trials, both personal and gone beyond the mold of most heroes.
Bill Ronto's a fake name, isn't it?
It's totally fake.
It's just flat fake.
What? The life
Right?
Broke Logan.
Just the sincerity that he says it.
Preaching to the choir.
Still, despite his minor deceptions, I think you will agree that our friend here is pure of heart. Or at least tries.
I know he is.
Do you need some water?
Yeah, it just
I don't
chokes
have
a little.
any, but
That's pretty good.
I got some here.
Oh God.
She takes it and inspects it.
Let's see which ones we got here.
Let's see what I just handed you.
Milk.
Milk.
More milk.
have more
I just call this one milk. It's made of milk.
Just call this one.
Oh my God, that's not what you want to see. Then no.
Oh
What did you just hand me?
He's gonna blow.
This is great.
up.
Okay.
It's so good. It's so good. Hold on.
This is gonna be great.
Every time we have a Dragonborn on the show, someone
drink
dies.
You better drink that thing.
Well, I'm gonna
Make
drink
that a
whatever
thing.
they hand me, sir.
This time it's gonna be you and you.
What?
Sorry.
Why?
It was the 2 weakest hit
You
points.
said I don't make the rules.
Sure.
I don't
That's
make the
just how it
rules.
goes.
Okay, yeah. That's fair.
Fair.
It is this ungodly mixture of colors that don't seem to want to mix together, like oil and water, as you're looking at it. And it is inside of a vase.
I'll give you a gold if you drink it.
Is this oil, Salazar?
There's some in it, yeah.
I'll give you a gold. 2 gold. 2 gold if you drink it. I got it.
All right. She drinks it.
It is slimy on the way down.
Yep.
I just ate it.
Uh-oh.
And then your body begins to quiver. As all of a sudden, like you feel your bones begin to shift and change.
I try to put the gold in your hand, and your hand like away. It's like ah.
As you're looking at her, you see her hand reached out, and her fingers grow longer as her fingernails then grow into long spindle-like spires.
You watch as fangs form in her mouth.
Here's your 2 gold.
Is this happening in the room we're all in?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the hairs on her neck stand on end, and then you see like a porcupine, like poking through her garments. Just whoa! And you see that her hair then grows these points that grow larger and larger that swoop back and then go up into like this regal crown of horn.
You're a monster.
What do I look like?
Oh,
Pretty.
that's awesome!
You look badass and shit.
Do I know what the hell just happened?
Do I know what she is?
She did not change like race or anything like that. Go ahead and make Arcana checks if you so wish.
I'm over here just trying to convince her it's all okay.
Do I look cool?
Salazar looks genuinely shocked and excited and surprised by this.
That's a 7.
Salazar, that wasn't milk.
Or no, 11.
No, that one was that one was the transmutation one.
That was the what?
Go look at yourself in the mirror. You look awesome.
You don't.
These tusks make it really hard to talk.
You look fierce.
I pull out my little small powder mirror. Like, oh.
You wouldn't happen to have a remove curse on you, would you?
I
No, I got it.
I can
You
purify your
I
blood
put a little makeup on her cheeks.
if that would
Is-
help.
How did this occur? I was distracted.
I drank a potion,
See, Salazar specializes in alchemy.
but now I have 2 more gold than
Oh,
I did
watch where
a
you-
minute ago.
watch your
So
finger-
really,
finger-
who's
Finger
laughing
keeps
now?
getting awfully close.
It's a talent that needs tempering.
Philomeliana, I can attempt to dispel or remove a curse.
Is this a
This
curse?
is a
Just
curse.
purify her blood.
It's a
That might do
potion.
it.
Won't it just wear off over time?
How long though?
Salazar, about how long do these usually last?
Hold on.
I love that I'm not there to see this
The madness.
because I know what's going on. It hurts.
There you go. Sorry.
Be just trying to convince yourself it's fun. There's nothing to be worried about. It'll go away.
Most of them seem to last maybe 10 minutes, but I mean, the one I gave Samantha seems to be permanent.
Ho, 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 ho.
Yeah, let's do that curse thing.
10 minutes. We'll give it 10 minutes, and then we'll go from there.
If you wish, I will dispel, but not without your leave. If you prefer to look like this, of course.
I just wanted to know what it did because the last one, like, made my skin tougher.
Well, I'm going to assume that if I gave you a hug, I'd come away with puncture wounds, and that if you went to give me a handshake, you'd have to give me the hand back. That's what I'm going to assume this did, on a hunch.
I mean,
So,
I
like,
have no clue what you just said.
this could be useful.
let's do the
Oh,
remove
God.
curse thing.
Very well. I shall attempt a dispelling of magic first. I'm not sure if this would fall under the parameters of a curse.
Do you want me to purify her first?
If you
I
wish.
can remove poisons from the blood, so it might be
Do it,
helpful.
do it, do it, do it.
Please
Lay
stop.
on hands for 5 points.
Please stop swinging those things
Yeah,
around
just
like
like literally constantly seeing the claws go right by my face. I'm like, please don't stab
She's
me.
holding him like Edward Scissorhands. Like, just sort of like, do, 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 do.
As we're
Do
looking
you want a
this up,
haircut?
you all hear kind of like a,
Oh, God.
What is that?
as you hear, it sounds like a closet that's trying to be opened.
I walk over
Good
to...
thing I left.
Hey, I'll be right back. You guys figure this out.
You're
I'm.
Hey, Kaiser Vex.
Yes.
Just so you know.
okay.
Just so you know.
Yes.
Is it working? Did the lay on hands work?
First off, most groups aren't like this.
Yeah, no, it doesn't work.
So,
What if I took those mushrooms? You think it would counteract or just make the experience better?
do you have a problem with undead?
Undead?
Yeah.
Yes, undead should be destroyed. I have no problem
Absolutely,
destroying
I'm
them.
going
and
to
I
open the closet door and
agree.
smite this thing.
I agree, Kaiser.
All right.
Why do you ask? That seems like a weird non
Because
sequitur.
we
Doesn't hit you.
don't like
Okay.
them, and we want to
Alright.
make sure you're on the same side.
Okay.
Right?
You hear, and then 18 hits.
And
Oh, hold on. I have to pull this up because it's not the base.
I know.
stats.
I'm aware.
Okay.
okay, so that's.
So you know what it's up by? Okay, cool.
And I'm
You
going
smite
to
him?
smite it
Yep.
just to be sure.
You
Yep.
dub it.
So that's.
Which level?
If you break
First.
that mask,
Okay,
I'll
so
hurt you.
3d8 on top of your.
Yeah. 11, 19, 20.
Is that? Oh, it's a D8. I thought that was a D4 sitting on its side, like perfectly upright. What?
Oh, I gotta pull up the.
That.
Yeah.
And I was like, the fuck?
That's the first attack.
I got it. Hold on, I got
Jesus.
it.
I'm pretty sure it's dead.
Smite on undead. Yummy.
My jaw is not having fun talking.
What's your bonus? What's the plus to it?
It's my proficiency bonus, so 3.
Okay, yeah. It's yeah.
Yeah,
and
he's
it-
dead.
quick,
She's dead.
quick, swift motion. It is.
Because there's an undead in our closet. Oh,
They're cold.
there was an undead in our
No,
closet.
it's in her room.
No.
It's not in the main room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She went away. It's not-
Oh, okay. If that's, I thought this was like in.
No.
the...
It's
Okay.
just coming from Vinley's
Then
room.
never mind. I wouldn't have said anything.
So I just hear a bunch of
Yeah.
Is there
See?
something going on I
Yeah,
should know
Seisha
about?
has this like mimic book, and it gets rowdy.
It's in the room.
And
Biblio, yes, we have met.
there,
And you watch as a coat rack splits down the middle of a mouth,
And all the hooks pop on the eyes.
Ah, greetings, Biblio.
hey, so I meant, did I say Biblia? I actually meant to say
Rodent problems dealt with.
rodent problems.
Vermin problem.
Yes, we have a horrid rat problem. Let's move forward.
Very well. Would you like me to attempt to dispel this enchantment upon you?
Yes, please.
I will do so.
Okay. You cast Dispel Magic And it slowly starts to fade back as your hand becomes still back to its larger size, but not the extended, creepy, monstrous size. The teeth that became tusks slowly recede, as well as the horns and the spines, although the tears in the fabric do not go away.
Oh my god. That was really, you know,
It was exciting.
might be the last time I do that for a while.
I am afraid I cannot repair your garments. You may wish to speak to Vinley for some mending.
Thank you. I'm just glad that I don't have a lisp anymore.
Paper pigeon.
Let's move on.
Let this be a lesson to you that experimenting with pharmaceutical substances is not always wise.
But it is always fun.
Yes. As Bahamut says, just say no.
That's really weird. Ogma says the same thing.
Yes, they all, a
Actually,
lot
no,
of them
he
say
doesn't.
that.
He says, yeah, give it a shot. Who knows what you'll figure out.
So, you two, having met a full-fledged member of both organizations.
So this has been interesting.
Yep.
It's always like this.
That reminds me, I
You can
do
think
need those
about it.
mushrooms sometime.
Not right now. They're adventurers.
I said sometime, not right now.
So Kaiservex,
Yes.
you can. I'm usually at the Pack Mule in the Trades Ward. You can send word to me there. My uncle owns it, and I'm ready to start whenever.
Very well. You should expect a summons within the next few days. I will relay the information to the Grey Hands. And you, Salazar,
Yes.
think you that the Order of the Gauntlet is your fate?
I mean, if you say I don't have to wear a gauntlet, we're cool because I got these claws, although they've been unsharpened because that's brandishing weapons without just cause in the city. It's crazy. Y'all soft skins got lots of rules, but that's okay. We had lots of rules back at our place too. But yes, what?
I have no soft skin.
No, you're a dragon.
Born.
That.
Yep.
Yes. In any case, I shall relay to my mentor, Lamoy, that you might be a good candidate.
You can send his summons here.
Of course.
You can see that Salazar's trying to figure out how Dragonborn are made, and there's probably some thought processes that are in there that's
They're probably pretty wrong.
yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You earned it. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise.
I appreciate it, really. I mean, the skills you taught me already saved my uncle and our shop, but that's above and beyond anything else.
And now you can save the city.
And being an adventurer.
Who knows? Maybe you two will have adventures down the line.
What do you think our name's gonna be? And
That's for you two to decide.
Sal-
Something stupid, probably.
Salazar, you're strange, but I can't help but smile.
Trust me, we all feel the same way.
All right, I gotta get back to the shop. My uncle's probably wondering.
I reach out, shake his hand.
He takes it, shakes it.
and Samantha's got some plates to clean.
Harold makes a dark realization very quickly. Oh god. Yep. Keep it up. Just make sure everybody knows. No. Make sure nobody knows that you're doing that.
Redder goes out, looks over his shoulder one last time at all of you. Eyes fall on Kaiservex. He turns, kind of shakes his head at like bewilderment, and then just heads down the stairs.
Okay, so
I know you two had something you wanted to do today, correct?
Yeah, hang on. Sasha goes over to the window, and this is for Pixel. It's a paper pigeon. It is not the elegant crane. It is a pigeon.
it works.
And she
From
lets it
Chernobyl.
out, and it's addressed to Pixel.
I just fly
It
across
flew.
the
That was
I
good.
just chuck it.
This chunky.
Kaiservex.
That pigeon is well fed.
It is.
There's an errand I could actually use your help with.
Of course. What is it?
I'll tell you whenever we're on the way.
Very well. You are my friend, and so I shall agree, sight unseen.
That's very kind of you. Thank you.
I myself have a few errands to run. I must convert the liquid assets I have acquired into diamonds for future castings of Revivify.
Really?
Yes.
I will help you with that.
Of course.
What does that entail exactly?
Turning coin into gems. I will require diamonds of high quality for my components.
Just like a trip to a jeweler?
Yes, I think most jewelers should have what I require. Stalls in the marketplace as well.
All right, that's certainly helpful.
At some point soon, we need to go check out Matt's room. Me and you.
Yeah. What are you doing right now?
Gonna check some things out with
We're
her.
gonna take some kids out to a petting zoo.
Right. Okay.
I'll take her with.
Okay.
So over the next
Do you
two
want
to,
to come with us, babe?
No, I'm good. Thanks, so.
over the next 2 or 3 days, we're going to go through a couple of things that you all have submitted that you want to do. Easy enough. You liquidate your assets into however many you can afford.
How much
And-
money does he have?
I
I would like to, if I can.
mean, you have to go with him.
I am going with him.
Okay.
I don't know.
I think it's around 300 gold pieces of diamonds
Correct.
per Revivify spell. So
Yep.
yeah, he could probably get 2 or 3 castings of
Yeah,
Revivify
that sounds about right.
out of what he has.
Yep.
Nice.
You note that he seems to have already transferred all of his funds into platinum coins. Seems to like platinum for some reason.
Funny how that is.
Weird.
Yes,
Wonder why-
And yeah, so he's basically just buying diamonds so that he can have some future Revivify castings.
So you will have a total of 3 days downtime
Okay.
to accomplish things, including making potions if you wanted to at some point. And so by the end of it, you'll be down to -1 once we're done with the downtime. Just so
Oh, I
you
thought
know
I was
that
already at a -3.
Oh,
You're at a -3.
Yeah, but at the end of 3
At
days.
the end of 3 days, you'll be at. So
Oh, I see.
day 1 was 4,
Yeah.
day
Yes.
2 is 3, day 3
This
is
would be
2.
Okay, so we're picking up on the 3rd day, so we're going through 2 days.
Yeah, day
Yes,
4
technically.
is 1.
Okay.
technically, yeah.
So, at some point, there's a knock on the door, and you find Kara,
Hi, Kara.
and she tells you that from your interest, she has overheard a few of those patrons discussing a gathering of unique animals shepherded by 2 men just outside the city in the southern ward, near the south gate. She reminds you of the request for both Pixel and Yosef. She asks for clarification and suggests it might be something fun, as Pixel will not stop talking about apparently a ticket of fun day with both you and Harold.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm so glad she got that. Excellent. Harold, you ready?
Yeah, let's rock
Let's
it.
take the kids out.
Let's do it.
Right. So do you ask Kara to join, or do you want her
If
to...
Yeah.
you want to come with us, you're more than
Yeah,
welcome
we'd
to.
love to have you.
She says, I guess I can go as an extra pair of eyes as long as we're back before dinner rush. I'm sure Flynn can handle himself for a few hours.
Yep.
As long as that's right with you.
A-okay.
Of course.
We'd
Okay.
love it.
I had to check with my bosses.
You come to the south gate on the way of the dragon. The divide between the southern ward and the dock ward. 2 guards stand at the exit and nod as you walk past. Atop the wall, you see a short, bald man with long white beard. He has a wise and battle-hardened face that most elder dwarves have. Over his military marching jacket, he wears the deep black robes of a magistrate. To his side is a tall, fierce, milky tan woman with a noticeable scar that crosses over most of her face. Her armor and regalia signify her as Senior Civilar, the highest rank within the city guard under Warden of Waterdeep, Elminster.
I lean over to you and I mention, I believe her name is Tashlin.
Hang on. I have a list of the guard and which So she's Southern Ward?
She is Southern Ward.
Yeah.
But that is guard, which is different than watch.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
That's interesting. How do you know her?
Been around the city for a while.
They both seem to intently watch the comings and goings of patrons due to the influx of traffic, due to the wonderful arrangement you find outside.
Patrons from across the city gather around a makeshift fence of twisting vines that look to have grown from the earth itself. No formal sign or structures indicate that this is a common occurrence as a business venture, and looks like it was just created. The musky aroma of wild animals fills your nostrils as you approach closer. Amongst the crowd of people, you see a menagerie of animals, both common and fantastic. Chickens, pigs, deers, rabbits, weasels, foxes, sheep, and goats are all spotted, as they are not being paid much attention to, in favor of the myriad of fantastical beasts that litter the area.
Harold
I'm
is.
specifically watching Yosef for when he sees the goats.
Okay.
You see a litter of dire wolf pups with no mother. A creature you thought was a rabbit until you saw the Almirage's broken spiraled horn protruding from its forehead. And a beautiful iridescent blue and purple fairy dragon with ugly brown blemishes rotting its scales. Above the patron's head floats a fully pristine white cloud otter that seems to swim through the air with some trouble as you notice a small cast on one of its front legs. In one of the larger pens, you see children taking turns riding a massive Komodo dragon-style lizard, equivalent to the size of a horse, whose left eye looks to be recently damaged and is now missing.
You notice a pen completely empty with only a singular sheep that no one seems to want to go near. Its wool soaked in crimson as it seems to perpetually bleed, yet somehow is completely unbothered by it.
Oh my god!
However, it is bothered by the constant small pebbles tossed in its direction as it is being agitated by a small winged capuchin monkey that bounces along the fences and jumps across the shoulders of the patrons wandering around. And chasing the monkey is a winged Siamese cat known as a Tresson.
I want it.
At the entrance,
Wish you came now, don't you?
at the entrance, collecting a mandatory donation fee of 2 dragons per person, is a frightening man in hunting leathers with 2 battle axes on his back and a large lynx at his side. The other is a thin man dressed in loose-fitting clothes, outfitted from the wilds itself. He has a warming smile and he greets and invites every person with his trusty small squirrel companion.
I will walk up and pay the 10 gold for our group.
Okay. You notice the elven features of the two, and you can see similarities that they are related.
Okay.
Most likely brothers.
Okay.
The one with the 2 axes looks a little older. Almost, people hesitate as they come up because he just has this stern, like, fire burning in his eyes.
It's got resting dwarf face.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's got that RBF.
Yeah.
The RDF.
The resting
RBF.
barbarian face.
Yeah.
Yes.
As he takes it, a single just grunt of thanks comes from him, and the smaller, skinnier one kind of just smiles and greets every child that comes up. And as you approach, he leans down to Pixel and Declan and just
Pixel and
Yosef.
Yosef. Sorry, Yosef, and just smiles. Greetings. Welcome to our rehabilitation center. We are so happy that you could join us. And he kind of just smiles at Yosef at the goat mask. That is a very interesting mask you have. And Yosef kind of just shies away a bit and kind of goes near a Pixel. And the man just smiles and says, "It's all right." And you watch as he kind of holds his hand out and the squirrel kind of runs down and lands on his finger and says, "This is Acorns. Would you like to pet him? He is my most best friend."
Pixel runs up and holds her hand out.
And he kind of leans in and goes, kind of whispers into the squirrel's ear, "It's all right. Go." And then
Plays and dances across her hands and around her shoulders and everything like that. And actually goes to jump on Yosef's mask as he kind of like tenses up real quick, and then the squirrel, feeling the hesitation, jumps back to the thin man.
Something you're noticing about Harold is like he's watching the crowd a lot more. You notice that he's having a hard time staying focused. He looks like he's constantly looking for something out there.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't mean to be rude, but it looks like some of the... You said it was a rehabilitation?
Yes. My brother and I, we travel all across Faerun. And any animal or beast or even magical beast that we come across that has been injured or maimed, we take in and care for.
I'd like to roll insight on that.
Okay.
I believe him, but
Yeah, of course.
I'm Harold right
I don't
now.
know if it would be helpful or not, but I am able to
Natural 20.
heal wounds and get rid of diseases. I could try to help them if you think it'd be useful.
I appreciate your concern, but I assure you that everything that can be done for them at this time has been done. Okay. And as we rehabilitate, one of the things that we do is we show the world and the city of men who build their homes from the dead that they should not fear nature, do not fear wildlife, do not fear the animals, and that by harvesting the trees of the land around them, you hurt them, and you kill them, and you destroy them. And this kind of helps show that they can bring joy.
I rolled a natural 20, but I totally buy this, so I'm sure he's being honest.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Okay, cool.
You, with your natural 20, just in your insight, you pick up that the other man hates this.
Right.
You just is like, do not want to be here, don't want to be near this city, like, doesn't like dealing with people.
Probably much more at home outside with the animals than.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And you also, with your natural 20, you pick up that as he takes gold, he is eyeing every single person that comes in here, and that even though he is constantly paying attention to those coming, his eyes are always watching those around him.
Perfect. Cool. They're in good hands. That's all Harold can think.
During all of your commotion, you realize that Yosef and Pixel are no longer around you.
Right. Let's go find the kids.
Let's go to the goats.
Yeah.
Call it a hunch.
And easy enough. Out of all the animals you notice, Yosef is drawn to the goats. However, he does not pet them or chase them or feed them as any other child there is doing. Instead, he seems to be mimicking their behavior as he stands among them. And for the first time in a long time, you see Pixel's attention drift away from Yosef as she is enamored with all the fantastical beasts.
One of us has got to stay with Yosef.
I'll stay with them.
Okay. I'm going to keep an eye on Pixel and try to get that monkey to stop throwing rocks at that sheep.
So you all spend a couple hours here, and if there's anything you're specifically looking for, you can let us know. But otherwise,
What's that sheep's name?
I do want a divine sense.
Okay.
Okay.
Do I pick up any?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
Fairy, obviously.
Oh, there. Yes,
There are
is.
fae. There is a fiend,
Where?
the sheep.
Not shocking. I'm with Pixel pointing at the sheep right now.
Yeah.
Isn't that awesome? Look at that.
It seems completely docile. It doesn't seem. There's no ire in its eyes.
Does it come up to the fence if I walk up to it?
Yeah. It because you're noticing it and actually.
Yeah, I'm
paying
feeding
attention.
it. I wipe the blood off.
Yep.
I'm explaining to Pixel that sometimes things, you always should be wary, but sometimes things that seem scary aren't.
And the thin man explains to you that this is a blood sheep, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's not injured, and it doesn't need rehabilitation.
Right.
it wandered outside of a portal at some point and got lost. But they're pretty sure they're not going to try and send it back.
Right.
So they're just taking care of it.
Okay. I feed it, and I assume other than the blood, it acts like a normal sheep.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I washed my hands.
The sheep is the harbinger.
Okay. I've been called worse, and I'm gonna continue feeding the sheep, and that'll be my time.
Yeah. Okay.
I just want to show the sheep some attention.
I
Oh.
want to, at some point, I want to ask the, or actually, he would be able to reach through to pet the goats, right?
Oh, well, he's actually
In-
with the goats.
He's
Okay,
in,
he's in the
the
pen.
pen.
Yeah,
Okay.
with
Okay.
with the only one that nobody seems to really be in the pen with is the blood sheep.
Gee, I wonder why.
Except for me.
I mean, you're
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
unless you want to
outside.
get
I don't get in it. I don't want it to jump on me. Just get all the
Goats,
purples
Joseph?
red.
I mean, I assume you do. You've got that wonderful mask.
He just is just like
your insight picks up that it's a yes, but it's in the
But
sense
not
of
verbal.
yeah, he's not
Yeah.
communicating really. He's kind of like looking at you, and then just kind of like
Yeah.
starts
but you can
meandering with the goats.
we get the
He
sense
didn't
of-
ping as anything, right? Okay.
Nope.
You see him like trying to stand on the highest area of the pen.
I'll help him. You want to jump?
And he does so.
Oh, that was wonderful. Good job. I've pretty much gotten the confirmation that I wanted as Seisha.
Okay.
Yep, you did.
So I'm just going to play with him, with the goats, and try to get him to relax around me a little bit.
And as it goes on, the thin one introduces himself as Zethral Linvale, and his brother Avon.
What was the last name?
Linvale.
Linvale. Thank you. Okay.
They hope that
Oh, this is wonderful. And what you're doing, it's amazing. And in fact, I'd like to make a donation. And I'm going to hand him 10 more gold.
you actually watch as he'll send the squirrel. Squirrel grabs it, runs over, and gives it to his brother Avon.
Okay. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you for taking time to come and visit them. It helps them heal.
They're all amazing creatures. They're absolutely wonderful. The sheep. The blood sheep.
Yes.
Do you know what it is?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking.
It is still an animal. It is. It is harmless.
Okay. Sure.
And
I would just. I would caution you that there are members of the Order of the Gauntlet around, and if they.
I'm sure everything is
and I am
fine.
breaking no law that the gauntlet has.
I will.
You actually hear the other brother. They can try.
They don't like what it is.
I think that everything's okay. And I checked things out myself. And that little blood sheep is just going to be great. And as long as people are wearing gloves, it's A-okay.
I just wanted to make sure that you knew to be careful.
We are always careful, especially when traversing the lands of men.
It's a lot more dangerous at times.
It is rare that we must visit cities, but sometimes we need supplies that we cannot forage ourselves.
Where do you live?
Toril.
Oh. You wander the world.
We are guided by Toril itself.
Wow.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Sincerely. Should we take everybody to dinner and then call it a day?
I think it's a good idea.
All right.
Easy enough. Go ahead and spend, if you're paying for everything, spend like 5 gold for travel, food, yada yada yada. V, are you doing the thing that you wanted to do?
So V's gonna go visit Fala,
Okay. Easy enough.
and she walks in,
Doors open.
and she's just like, "Hey."
It is good to see you.
So like, I have a question. I came across some vials, I believe, that contain poison. And I didn't know if maybe you have any sort of like ability or knowledge on poison and can identify them.
I do.
Okay.
There are very poisonous vegetation out there, and it's good to know which ones are.
Yeah. I took them because I didn't want them to go into the wrong hands of anyone else, and I know I have no interest in using them, so I just want to know what they are, though.
If you have no use with them, why do you have them?
Because someone else could take them.
I understand your logic.
They're the best. Oh my god.
Just let me see them.
Okay. And then V takes them out. I think you told me I grabbed 3. There's
Yes.
3 of them. Okay, yes. I hand them
Or
over.
a few, but they usher you back into the room where they create their potions and things like that, and they actually lay out a slab of leather so that the poison doesn't contaminate any of the surfaces that's around. And they go around and test a couple using all of their kit that is here and diluting and seeing what the properties are by doing drops into floral and plants and stuff like that. You have 2 vials of assassin's blood.
Oh my god.
1 vial of pale tincture.
What's that?
Explain to you in just a second.
Oh, sorry. I
Yeah.
thought Follow was talking. But you were just explaining what they are.
4 doses of basic poison.
Are you writing this down?
Yeah.
Should I be writing this down?
Yes. I don't. Again, I took my notebook out of my car for some reason. When I thought it was in my car, so I don't have it with me.
Okay. 1 vial of serpent's venom.
Jeez.
1 vial of shivering sickness disease. And
Sounds
1
fun.
vial of sight rot disease.
That sounds really fun.
Oh, I hate that.
Who hasn't got a little bit of sight rot? You know, you
Okay.
get it once.
It
you
was
get the
pale
shot.
tincture, assassin's blood, serpent's venom, sight rot, and what?
A lot.
Wait, what did you?
Pale tincture.
Sight rot disease,
Got it.
shivering sickness disease.
Shivering sickness. That was what I needed.
The pale tincture is a very powerful poison that corrodes your body from the inside and continues to do so for days on end.
Oh my god.
But it can be healed as most poisons can be.
Right. Yikes, you know. I don't know what to do with these.
The problem with this poison in particular is you cannot be healed when it is corroding your form.
So it will kill whoever it affects.
If they are not strong of body, or if they are not purified.
Oh god, that's awful.
It is. I'm not going to ask where you got it.
No, I mean, I'll tell you. I found it in this, you know those people who worship goddesses and gods who do diseases and stuff?
Yes,
I'm sorry, I forgot the name of the goddess.
Talona.
Talona, yes. Worshippers of Talona made it. And basically we ran into them on a job and I found them and didn't want them to fall into the wrong hands because I knew whatever it was had to be poisonous. And so I took them and then I didn't know who to talk to about it, so I decided to talk to you because I know you wouldn't have any need for poison probably. But you would know how to identify them.
Yeah. Your passive insight just picks up that although you're saying that you did good things, they are still extremely disturbed with the product that you have on hand. If you so wish, I will dispose of them.
You know what? I think that probably would be for the best. It's just, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. You know?
Most of these are horrendous deaths.
Yeah.
I'm not there. Don't look at me.
You're looking at me, though.
I'm just saying we should poison mansion. What?
Well, okay. There's a lot that was just listed. So you said that one, like, rots your eyes?
That is a disease. It's not a poison.
Ow. Okay. And then one corrodes you from the inside, and then I'm assuming, like, the serpent poison is, like, if you were to get, like, a snake bite that's venomous?
Fairly similar.
Okay. And then,
There were probably snakes that were milked for their venom.
okay. And then the normal poison ones?
Most cell swords and alley blades will coat their blade for a little extra poison, or a little extra kick to cause damage to their foe. And then to cause more pain in the wound.
Normally? I'm so torn right now. I don't know what to do. Because I feel like the right thing to do is to get rid of them.
How about this? I will hold them here. And when you come to a decision, we will either get rid of them or you can do so whatever you wish.
Okay, the thing is, can I speak freely?
Always.
Okay, so, like, there's this, like, really bad guy that we're up against, and while I know the group, like, wants him dead and stuff, I still am kind of uncomfortable with, like, killing people, even if you're really bad. And I get that these things could, like, help us in that venture, because that person's, like, really, really bad, and they hurt, like, and kill a lot more people. So really it's to protect people. You catch my drift?
I do.
Okay. But
But as you said before, this is not something I would wish on my worst enemies.
It's true.
At least a few of them.
I did say
And
that.
they pull aside 3 of them, which is the 2 diseases and the pale tincture.
Okay. We'll just stick with your original idea until I come to a decision. Because, like, let's be real. This dude did kill 2 of my friends already.
Are they...
Then they came back. They brought him back. I'm so sorry. I should have started with that.
Do you need a tissue? I don't have one. But you look like you need a tissue.
You actually see a tear kind of roll down their face, and they walk.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm just like.
It's fine.
I'm trying to emotionally cope with it, and I think I'm just naturally like emotionally distancing myself from dealing with it. I'm not really sure. I think I need to see a therapist. I haven't seen one since I was a well, I guess I still technically am a teenager, but like a younger teenager. My mom used to make me go to therapy.
You were rambling. I can either hold them for you, Or if you want me to dispose of them, I will buy them off of you. For your trouble.
If you don't mind holding on to them for just a little bit, and I will let you know.
They will be safe here.
Thank you. And, do you know how to make, like, truth serums?
They are very difficult, but yes.
Could I maybe learn how to?
Yes.
Okay.
May the sun and moon rise up to greet you, and I will see you again soon.
Yes. Yes, thank you again so much.
And you see them put all of this into a tightly sealed, locked coffer, and then put it into another one, and then tightly sealed and locked.
And please don't tell anyone.
Your secret is safe with me.
Thank you. And I give her a gold coin.
Them.
Them. Sorry, I
It's
was.
okay.
I give them a gold coin.
Yes. And they take it, look at it, look at you.
Just thanks. I just, for holding on to them.
Okay.
Such a noble way to thank people. Here's some money. Sorry, this is all like money. You want more?
Like, okay. All right. Is there anything else that you would like to do?
Yes, and then I'm gonna go back to Troll School Manor. I'm gonna go into my room, and then I'm gonna take out my paper bird, and I'm gonna write a letter to my mom.
Okay.
And I basically write out a letter that pretty much says that, I would really like to see her sometime soon privately, if at all possible, and that I would just really like to see her and miss her.
Okay. Okay.
And I send it off.
Okay. It goes off, and while we do that, we're gonna jump to, I think you and Kaiser Vex were doing something.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just kind of at first watching you exchange platinum for diamonds and just being like, oh god, that's so much. Did you get paid for this last mission, or?
There was some treasure that was divided amongst those who defeated the evil.
Mm.
I, of course, do not seek to accumulate wealth.
Of course not, noble, amazing creature that you are.
I wonder, do you know of the fate of Sorek?
I heard that name?
You have. And with Mr. Keen Mind, it's just on the end of it, maybe a little bit past, but I'll give it to you. It is the, because you have returned and talked to him again after that. It is the injured lizard folk that had the missing tail and walked with a hobble because he couldn't balance himself the first time.
No, I'm sorry. We
went to the field ward.
we actually lost track of him after that adventure with the cult.
I did refer him to my mentor, Lamore. I have not had a chance to check in with him. With any luck, he was healed of his affliction.
I think in all honesty, we did quite a lot that day.
True, yes. It is not your concern. I shall check in on him in my own time. But what is this mission you wished my assistance with?
I am a man of not the best repute. And it might seem awkward if I were to engage in this mission on my own, but you being there, and I'm suddenly realizing that most people don't know who Kaiser Vex is, and that he looks like a monstrosity. I need you to accompany me to a police station or constabulary to collect a list of names of people who may have died during a recent event.
Ah, I see.
If I go in there, it looks suspicious, and then I'm thinking, if you go in there, it's going to look suspicious too.
I do possess accreditation showing that I am a member of the Grey Hands.
That's true, you do.
And the Order of the Gauntlet.
That is true.
I wonder, Do these people suspect you, or do they suspect Bill Ronto?
You're never going to let me live that down, are you?
I am only curious. I am unaware of what it is like to live with a pseudonym.
Well,
Should I refer to you as Vas or as Bill?
and when we're out in the city, it's Bill.
Bill, of course, yes.
I've had many different pseudonyms in my life. Voss is the name I was given. I don't know if I had a birth name or not.
I see. Bill it shall be, then.
Yes, Bill and Kaiser Vex, about our business.
Very well. Where is this place?
Where is the closest? A police station would be the.
Well, where you would want to go is probably Castle Waterdeep.
Okay.
Yep.
I would say it's like, I'd like you to accompany me to Castle Waterdeep.
But of course, they do know me there. I have been in their presence before.
Can I ask you a question? You're a seasoned adventurer.
Yes.
Not. Do you know of someone named Manchun?
Of course. He is spoken of in whispers. Are you telling me you have encountered him?
I have.
Then you are lucky to still be walking.
Getting
To
a lot of
still
that.
have your skin and bones intact.
Is he known for taking those things?
He is known for a great many evil things.
Our group encountered him in pursuit of something. A quest, and he downed 2 of our party members. Luckily, we were with a cleric of sorts, a dragonborn with wings.
I see. A sorcerer, then?
Perhaps, I think. I'm not well versed in the ways of magic, but she assisted with the resurrection of one of my friends, and the Temple of Ogma did the other.
Then she is a goodly cleric.
She is. She is very goodly, a little naive and overactive, and she eats poorly. But
Dragonborn. Not a sorcerer, but with wings. This is most unusual. I should like to make her acquaintance at some point.
that is a question we can ask Harold when we return back. They are very well acquainted, but I'm sure he'd be more than willing to tell you about it.
You are very fortunate. Manchun is said to be a wizard of vast power and resources. The fact that only 2 of you perished, if only temporarily, speaks well of your fortune.
Kaiser Vex, you are, I hope in this, our friend and ally, correct?
I consider myself such, yes.
If we asked you to aid us in a fight directly against Manchun, would you join us?
I would have no choice but to help you stand against this evil. I would help any who stood against him, though I suspect I would fall quickly. His power vastly outstrips mine. His power might outstrip any in this city, save the most powerful.
It would be best if we encountered him with many numbers, then.
Indeed.
Oh.
And he brings not only raw power to bear, but subterfuge, deception. You have picked a very powerful enemy, but of course, my mace is yours.
Someday it may come to bear on that, and thank you for your assistance. But for now, our task is far more mundane.
Is there anyone else you would like to fight? Alistair Blackcloak, Sararak.
Well, are you offering?
As I said, I must fight evil, even if I am but a bug before it. Even if it must crush and destroy me.
It's
Dragonborn clerics need to chill, y'all.
They have no chill.
It's like they're all ready to just go off that cliff at a moment's notice.
Have you noticed the rest of this group too?
All right, so you make your way to Castle Waterdeep. Go ahead and just give me a general persuasion check with advantage because you have, or if you want to,
One
to roll.
One apiece.
Sure.
But could y'all imagine if we got both of our Dragonborn clerics in the same room?
I want that so much.
Man, Shum wouldn't know what to do.
I have a total of 18 on mine.
14 on mine.
Hey, wood chain lightning.
It takes a little bit of conversing and persuading, but you do get the names of the 4 individuals that you are seeking. They are as follows.
Tham, T-H-A-M.
Okay, hold up.
I'm getting
Okay, go ahead.
Tham Durdisk,
You don't have to write this down. They just have to tell you right now.
Marian Zale, Robert Folsey,
Can you spell Folsey?
Folcey.
Thank you.
and then Felry Pyle.
Go ahead and make me a deception check as well.
5.
Kaiservex would probably not attempt a deception check. He would just be honest and perhaps avoid saying something.
Yeah, and what this deception is the reasoning for why you are acquiring these names.
I don't actually know. So.
Exactly. So that would be the bigger reason, as you probably don't even know he's lying.
Which is why it took a little bit of persuading, but it is to send money to their families. That's why Voss is asking for these names.
Charitable donation on a horrific event.
Do I want to know more?
I didn't kill anyone.
That is good. That is good.
Sold. All right, but you do get the names.
Cool.
Okay.
Kaiservex, you learn that these names are attributed to those that are fallen on the beach of the dock ward when a great creature of unfathomable madness was summoned upon it.
Something from the far realm, perhaps.
The guys that you're talking to have no idea what you're talking about. They are just recounting the turn of events that happened.
As we leave with the information, we were on the docks and some sort of monstrosity was summoned. We were in a bad spot, so I had to flee.
I understand. Does this have something to do with the dream I experienced, the touch of the far realm?
Possibly. I know very little about it, in all honesty, but may I ask you for another favor?
Yes. You may ask.
Our group is very diverse, particularly in terms of philosophy. No one in this group really relates to Seisha in the same way that you would. I was wondering if you could give this to her, and then assist her in whatever she feels is right.
This list of names?
Yeah.
Of course, I will relay it.
I'm not a paladin.
I was aware, yes. Yes, I didn't get that vibe from you. 2 + 2 equals Bill Ronto.
And none of us are, and sometimes I think she feels alone. And it may be best if she spoke to someone who is on her moral compass, someone who understands the path to redemption a bit better than myself.
I see. Yes, though the path of redemption can be walked by even the least likely of individuals.
Sometimes that path heads in places that I can't follow.
I would try to change your mind on this, but perhaps another day I shall give this list to Seisha so that recompense may be delivered. Is that the purpose?
Yes.
Very well, it shall be done. And what of you? Where shall you go now?
First off, is anybody else doing anything? Nowhere close to.
So
Just research.
I want to send one letter with a bird. That's
Okay.
I want to buy something.
Okay, what do you want to buy?
Bag of holding. I want to find a bag that can hold all my stuff. So I can take off all my pockets.
Pause.
Thank you.
Where are you sending a...
I'm going to turn to Sasha and be like, oh, one last thing before I go. Can I borrow a bird off you?
I don't have any more, but I wanted to buy some.
Let's go grab some.
Okay,
So we'll run
okay.
grab some. I will.
No.
How much is it?
It's 25 gold.
I pay. I pay.
I want some.
I'm buying them for us.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
We'll split them.
Okay.
No.
So I will spend the 25 gold.
you get 5 sheets.
Perfect.
I'll take 2.
I will give you 3.
Oh, Harold.
I really only need 1.
Buy a hand crossbow. Doesn't need to be
You go to Tally, you buy a hand crossbow.
I'm going to scribble on the sheet, and
easily
I'll say
doable.
it out loud so that everybody can hear at home. Dear Renair, I think we should talk about an alliance with the Doom Raiders. Sincerely, Harold.
Okay. All right. Got it. That goes off. You go buy a bag of holding.
I'm hoping I have enough money. Because I can't haggle right now.
Yeah.
Ever.
Quick, did Kaiservex hear this bit about the Doom Raiders, or have we regrouped?
No, we're
We haven't
no,
regrouped
we're
yet.
still-
Yeah,
Okay.
this is
Thank God.
You go to one of the magic shops that...
is in the trades ward, and you can buy one for 300 gold.
Yes. Okay, I'm too tired to even
Haggle.
attempt being
Okay.
like, no, that's not worth
Yep.
it.
So 300 gold, you can have a bag of holding.
I have a bag of holding.
Easily doable. Did you want to identify anything?
Oh, yeah. Wait. Do I know enough about magic items just to see it?
Wait.
Like, would I know about the other end of a bag?
yeah, you've encountered it.
Cool. So I'm looking for a happy face, not a sad face.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then I would identify it when I got home,
Okay.
just to make
It's a
sure
bag
it's
of holding.
all, that it's not sentient.
No, it is definitely not sentient.
I'm tired of talking
Okay. Yep.
things
And
about
so you start to put everything in, and you just start putting like all your components in your spell book, and this red gem that goes in the bag.
it like sits with me awkwardly, but there's something in the back of my head just saying, that's fine.
Okay.
And just to put it in there.
Okay.
Like, okay.
All right.
Like the weird longing of like, kind of like it belongs there. Like it
Okay.
belongs here.
Okay.
So she feels comfortable with it.
Okay.
And she'll just put it in her bag.
All right. Put it in the bag. And as V, you get a letter back.
And it tells you to meet at the Peacock Tea Room at 2 p.m. the next day.
Should have known.
Yep.
Could have saved the paper.
And that night, are you doing your thing that night?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you go by yourself?
Yep.
Okay.
I would wait until everybody falls asleep.
And we'll
Pick up on what Voss is doing and what V's mother has to say next week.
Oh my God! What a
I
hater.
do want to say that V, that night, just kind of sit with her new sword and be like, hello? And like waits to see if it says anything. And she just goes, okay.
Oh, I should mention that night Harold probably makes an unpleasant discovery that Kaiservex snores quite loudly.
Great.
There's a couch downstairs.
No, I made a promise to a cleric.
I made a promise.
We are going to be doing the giveaway. We are so excited to announce that we will have Mark Meer back next week.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm delighted as well. Yeah.
To continue the few days of downtime and see what other shenanigans the BFGs get into.
No, he was just here for a sleep.
Sleepover party.
I mean, yeah, you just needed a place to crash for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I'll get the mud masks.
Doesn't mean every time someone we know
If you
walks
have not
those
already,
doors,
please
we
enter
don't have to buy.
#Beyond and #NPC into the chat. We are giving away a digital player's handbook for D&D Beyond, as well as
The creature and NPC cards from Gale Force 9. They're amazing. 182 different different things that a DM can pull at the drop of a hat. And it has all of the stats and everything that you need to terrorize your players.
Hooray! Wait, no.
I get to add it back. I'm so excited.
Oh, hey, you should tell people in the Atlanta area what they can
Right.
catch Mark doing.
Mark, what are you doing in the Atlanta area? Why are you here?
Well, I'm here playing with D4, of course.
Well, yes.
But while I'm in town, I'm also going to be at Dad's Garage Theater in Atlanta and doing improvised Dungeons & Dragons with them. They're a fantastic group. Always a pleasure to play with them. I will be the Dungeon Master for next Friday's show. That's 8 p.m. at Dad's Garage Theater in the Old Fourth Ward. I'm also doing my one-man show, Fear and Loathing and Lovecraft, which I adapted from the novel The Damned Highway, Fear and Loathing in Arkham by Nick Mamatis and Brian Keene. And it is essentially Hunter S. Thompson meets H.P. Lovecraft. So
it's amazing.
You do the math.
Madness incarnate.
I can
Magnus
vouch
incarnate.
the D&D, the live D&D is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah,
it is
it's
so
funny.
good.
It's so
Thanks
good.
very much.
Like, I was crying. I was laughing so hard on Friday.
Yeah,
It
if
was
you're
so
if you're
good.
in the Atlanta area, please check out ticket prices on dadsgarage.org.
I believe it, dadsgarage.com.
Dadsgarage,
I want to say that.
dadsgarage.com.
Look up Dad's Garage.
Google Dad's Garage.
Yeah.
When is the
tickets?
Fear and Loathing show?
Fear and Loathing is on Thursday.
Thursday.
The 27th at 8 p.m.
Yep, but do check ticket prices online as they are wont to sell out.
It is .com.
.com. Great.
There we go.
Dadsgarage.com.
All right. Bailey, we got some of those answers yet?
What if, okay, hear me out. What if we go to Zaraj, we go back to the tower, I take his portable hole, just jam it together.
Yeah.
No.
See what
Figure out
happens.
the hell that
See
does.
what
No.
happens.
No.
You know what the hardest part of that
No.
is? Taking it from Zaraj, killer of massive liches.
All I have to do is go, hey, Paula, can I have that person's thing?
I
Can you
got
go
it.
talk to him for me?
And she will tell you no.
They.
They will tell you no.
Yes.
That's true.
And Zaraj is not the one that, did it solo.
He just
it
seems
was
like a
team.
badass.
Yes, he's definitely a badass.
Would you treasure?
Player's Handbook. Blame Darwin. That's the digital Player's Handbook. We will get that info to you, Blame Darwin. And we are now. All right, and winner of the creature NPC cards is Helm Punster. Hi, I'm Punster. That makes more sense.
Oh.
That is a capital I, not an L. Noted.
Film this whole
Yep.
time.
So, congratulations to the winners. Thank you all so much for tuning in and watching. Be on the lookout for our social media for the official date for our debut on the D&D Twitch channel. It will be very soon. And
Congratulations on that, by the way.
thank you so much. We are super excited. And as always, be excellent to each other.
And may you always roll at advantage. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, guys.